everybody. My mic wasn't in. What's going on, everybody? Uh, Battlefield 5 campaign so far is crazy. If Battlefield 6 is this good, that's a day one. It's a day one for me. I'm just a Battlefield fan, so I'm gonna pick that up day one. Um, we got a lot of news to cover. We got a lot of what's going on, Gregory. We got a lot of raid alerts. My mic wasn't plugged in, so I was just talking for a while, but it is plugged in now. The raid alert we're gonna start out with is IGN employee will be joining Kids Move on his Planet Xbox podcast. Now, I wanted more journalists to be comfortable enough to show their true colors. Yes, it took two console generations. Yes, it took a lot of, ass kissing on the face of Xbox fans, but they need this. I saw someone on Twitter ask a question. Actually, I'm a wait. I'm gonna wait and save that story for when we have more people viewing, because it's very important to what people perceive as a W and what people perceive as a L, and also how we operate in the gaming community, whether we're in a smaller section of the gaming community or a bigger one, whether you've been blacklisted or you haven't been blacklisted and everybody accepts you. We're gonna have to talk about that. It's really important. You know what? We need more people. If you guys don't mind, copy that link, share that shit out, Twitter, Facebook, wherever. We're gonna try to get a lot of people in here because there's some real important red alert stuff.
Will do, boss.
What's going on, bro? Thanks,
Jay.
man. I'm gonna go start. I'm gonna go share the link and everything. I'm about to go share that shit on Twitter, and then I'll share it on Facebook. Let people know that I'm live and on what's the name? We are live. So yeah, to just tell you a portion of one story. I was blocked by IGN. A lot of people were like, "Hey, bro, how you get blocked by IGN?" I was like, "It's very easy." In their earlier days, towards the end of the console generation between the PS3 and 360, I called out IGN on Twitter for being very biased. And I said that they were Xbox 360 fans. I think a year after that, or maybe a year and a half or 2 years after that, Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty went on to leave IGN to start their own shit, which was Kind of Funny Games, which, covered a lot of
That'd be Greg
PlayStation
Miller
stuff.
who did that.
Yeah, Greg Miller, but Colin followed him. And they had their Kind of Funny together before Colin was ousted because he said something about that was sexist, and Greg Miller's then girlfriend didn't like it, and then they fucking went their separate ways. But long story short, they were brave enough to understand that IGN is not where you want to be when you want to cover good news for PlayStation. They don't allow that over there. So I wasn't surprised this morning when I saw that, what's his name, Dustin Leary, is joining Kid Smooth's podcast tomorrow, I believe. And Kid Smooth's podcast is called Planet Xbox. So
Kiss Moves podcast is a nice big old joke.
it is, but it supports my theory that IGN is a bunch of Xbox fans. And of course, the next chapter of this important story is something I want to save for more viewers. But let me go share more of the link and shit like that. But what's funny about this is Xbox fans need stuff like this. They need podcasts. Like every day I can go live and play a game, or I can post a video where I'm playing games. You're even, you know, you're incentivized over on PlayStation to play games. We got the brand new PlayStation, the Player Celebration, crossing with Days of Play, that starting on May 19th, after you signed up and you get playing games and you're earning trophies, you contribute prizes for everyone that has signed up to get new avatars and get new dynamic themes for your PS4. Obviously, avatars are cross-platform between PS4 and PS5. And it's just really a good metric to show that, hey, bro, we're over here, we're playing games, we got games to play. Xbox won't
I've always
do
thought
stuff like
games were
that.
pretty nice too. Like the one they gave out.
Oh yeah,
Did they
this
do
time they
Days
got
of Play
three.
last year?
Yes, they did. They did. No, it was the PlayStation Celebration, but they also did Days of Play. This time they merging them together. So
That's
we
good.
haven't really saw what the game sales are gonna be like. We know that Days of Play has
I
the
imagine it's gonna
craziest.
be a lot of the first party exclusive stuff
Yeah,
kind of on
probably a
sale,
lot of
then some of
third
that third
party
party
too.
shit.
Yeah. They normally have some of the best sales.
That's
Yesterday.
like when if you're questioning about getting a PlayStation exclusive, that's normally when they get it. And then they even do it for retail chains. I know GameStop at one point was giving out Days Gone for like $30, like
Okay,
two or
we're
three
good
months
on that.
after it came out.
Exactly.
So
So we're incentivized over here on PlayStation to play games. We like games over here. We support games. Um, it's not about trashing Xbox. It's more about obviously wanting them to do better, and they can't do better if, again, we're gonna get some more people up in here, but they can't do better if they feel that whatever they're doing in the console war space contributes to a victory in the gaming industry. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
just cause I say, uh, you know, I know somebody or my family knows somebody that's famous does not automatically make me famous. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
I could have taken a picture with a celebrity or, just real life experience. I went to Disney World when I was younger and older, and I did see a couple celebrities, but I didn't take any pictures. I remember seeing them, but I didn't take any
Well, they would
pictures.
probably tell you not to take pictures either, because
Yeah,
that's
but
like
like the
private time.
'90s was different from the later 2000s. So in the '90s, I say, yeah, you probably could take pictures. In the later 2000s, probably not. But the long story short is, I don't tell people, hey, I saw so and so when I was young in the '90s, and I saw this other celebrities when I was older in the 2000s, or when I went to New York after September 11th to visit the Wax Museum.
Mm.
I saw some celebrities, because a lot of celebrities work in New York. It's not important. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna be famous by default because I brush shoulders with some celebrities. It just that doesn't happen. In the Xbox community, they believe that the more people they know in the industry, it will make the perception of
It'll
Xbox
open the
seem better.
doors for them, so
No,
they'll
no,
be
not
able to
only
like.
that. We already know that. That's obvious. They're already there. We already know that kissing ass is gonna open the doors for them. But what they're basically saying, what I've been hearing over the last 3 months, sorry, is that
What's
what's going on, True Witty? It's that Xbox fans. I heard, and I heard it yesterday again. Xbox fans have like a higher quality to their videos and a higher quality to their live streams and stuff. And
Well,
I,
there's
what I
there's some degree of truth to that. I mean, Colt
and
Eastwood just
it
literally started his own live stream,
exactly,
and it was pretty high quality.
and this is what
Although
I'm
his
saying.
gameplay footage started dropping
They
on him.
they have to keep it high quality. Why do they have to keep it high quality? Because they don't have any quality when it comes to something that's important like the video games. They have to go above and beyond. They want people to look in your direction. They want people to look away from the fact of the shortcomings of Xbox where they don't have games. So they have to boost something else. I know people have heard about compensation. Some people there's a saying that, hey, a person that tries to get a big vehicle has small, what? It's a compensation for
Hmm.
something. So when Xbox fans like go above and beyond, hey, I want to boost my quality for YouTube. I want to get the most popular people in the gaming industry on my podcast. What are they compensating for? They're compensating for the fact that they don't have anything of value when it comes to what really matters in our gaming community, which is the games. So this is a
that's
picture.
true.
This is a picture of what someone made yesterday. Is it in direct response to the podcast we have? No. But we can go out on a limb and say yes. That's what we'll do. We'll go out on a limb And we say, yes, it is in direct response because it was posted after we did our live stream yesterday. The one where we changed the color. We asked Xbox fans about the important information. Someone literally made this. Honest to God, someone made this. Yes, I remember the story I was going to tell you guys. We're going to talk about it after we get more viewers, probably about 60 or 70 people. It's an important story that I hope that you guys share with other PlayStation gamers. But let's get on with this. The first good news, quote unquote, Xbox Live Gold not required anymore for free to play. Outriders
That's
on
not a
Game
good
Pass.
benefit.
Hold on, let me finish the whole thing before you guys talk. Xbox Xbox Live Gold not required anymore for free to play games. Outriders on Game Pass, MLB The Show 21 on Game Pass, Bethesda games on Game Pass, Xbox Series X refrigerator, Indiana Jones announcement, Perfect Dark announcement, frames per second boost feature. I talked about this yesterday. This is
I got
not
some
what
stuff to
is
say.
important. But go on. Who's going first? So we don't step on anybody's toes.
I'll go. I guess I'll go first.
Okay, you go first, and then True Woody.
Far as the Xbox Live Gold not required for free to play games, well, that should have been something they did last gen. They are like, oh, you guys caught us with our hand in the cookie jar. Guess we'll do something nice now. The Xbox Series X fridge, I don't think I've ever actually seen that thing out in the wild. I think only like a handful of people got it. Outriders and MLB going to Game Pass. Well, that's just more Game Pass fodder. Indiana Jones game. Hey, congratulations. When the hell are we going to see it? Perfect Dark. Hey, when the hell are we going to see it? Frames per second. Okay, good luck getting a TV that can go past 60 hertz and not break your fucking wallet. So, to me, all this news is just exactly what I've been saying for years. It's just a bunch of fodder. It's just a bunch of filler stuff to make it sound like there's good things going on, but really at the end of the day, it's nothing crazy. Oh yeah, as far as Bethesda games going to Game Pass, yeah, congratulations. You can play Fallout 76 and Fallout 4, two of the worst Fallout games I've ever played. As a diehard Fallout fan, I hate those games with a passion. But yay. Meanwhile, by the way, Fallout New Vegas doesn't get that frame rate boost.
Wait, does it?
I don't think it has it.
No,
someone on the chat looked it up for me.
I haven't heard anything about that. True Woody, what's your
Well,
thoughts?
because like New Vegas is kind of like the black sheep of the family. Let's just be fair.
It doesn't matter. That's the best Fallout. So why not give the best Fallout the boost?
It's a lot. It's a lot of things
Sour grapes,
that we
friend.
just don't know. I mean, it is
Yeah,
the best.
I know Bethesda and what you call it, City aren't exactly close friends,
but they're working on the same side now. I understand, but it's not gonna make them cozy up. And another thing, True Woody,
yeah,
it's like
Gregory
it is the
Vegas
best Fallout.
Boosted.
It is the best Fallout in terms of fans, but it's not the best Fallout as far as the one that they like to push. It's kind of like I like Oblivion. I like Elder Scrolls Oblivion the most. But do they ever remaster that game? No, they don't. They push Skyrim. So you're gonna do what you want to do, and it's nothing anybody can do to stop them. So they don't like New Vegas. They like the other ones that they have full control
even
over.
Gregory here says Evil Within is boosted, but not Evil Within 1.
Yeah, exactly. So again, not everything can be boosted.
They're weird.
Yeah, not everything can be boosted. Okay, I think I've almost done sharing. I'm gonna go share on.
Truey, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, we did cover that this will be something that they talk about, but it's not important when it comes to actual games being announced. But you know what? I'm gonna go after you. I'm gonna let you go first, and I'm gonna break this shit down because it's so weird.
Well, for one, I think it's pretty lackluster, to be quite fair. there is something I noticed, and I even tweeted about it this morning. They they really don't care about the brand itself, and I've noticed that, and the way Microsoft seems to be pushing the Xbox brand it seems as if they are literally trying to buy out, like, and I don't think they even care that they're even selling stuff, because the one time a game doesn't go into Game Pass, it doesn't sell at all. Like, look at Resident Evil. It 80% like sold on PlayStation. That's not good. That just shows that your fans ain't buying games. Like, what are you doing here? And doing these small little like announcements. They don't do much to push what they're doing. Like, that's not good. That's not exactly the best move to get to say, yeah, we got stuff in the works. Like, how many people? Okay, I know only a few people that has a 120 hertz TVs. I don't know many people with 120 hertz TV. That's not shouldn't be your focus. You should be focused on bringing out freaking games, bro. Like, this is not the way to push the next gen system. Yes, frame per second boost is great. It is wonderful, but it is not the way to push your next gen's console. Like, I don't. It's like Microsoft is doing everything backwards. Like, games is not their focal point. It's all about what they it's like services. It's what they're pushing, and it's all what they're pushing. And I don't get Microsoft anymore. They're not. They don't seem like they're in the gaming space. They're just in their own space. I don't like that. I don't like that. If they don't want to be here, they should just leave. That's just my opinion, right there.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Um,
Or
do you think maybe the reason why Resident Evil isn't selling as well on Xbox compared to PlayStation is because Resident Evil might be looked more as a PlayStation, console.
no,
It leans on the
no.
PlayStation
Okay,
side
okay, okay, okay.
than
You
on the
want to know
Xbox
something?
side.
You want to know why? I say that's not the case, because MLB it's played on Xbox. And why is it played on Xbox? Because it's in Game Pass. But MLB is focus it's mainly on PlayStation,
But I was just saying, like,
and it's a
maybe
sports
the
game.
reason why Resident Evil's selling better on PlayStation than Xbox is because A, maybe there's more Resident Evil fans on PlayStation to begin with, because that is where Resident Evil got its start. And B, maybe Xbox gamers just don't buy games. Maybe they
But
just wait for it to come to Game Pass and just hope for the best.
you are correct. But the fact is, Resident Evil is a game, right? It's a game.
Yeah.
They buy games on PlayStation. That's basically just it. And they don't buy games over there. They want it to come to Game Pass, and that shit is not happening. So you saw like Outer Worlds, you saw MLB. They didn't move shit on Xbox, but they did play it a little bit. But this game is the first game that didn't come on Xbox. That's a third-party game, and it flopped on there.
Exactly.
You mean Game Pass, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah. I know what you're saying. But yeah,
I
it didn't go to
I
Game
want
Pass.
this to
And
continue
that's
to
the
happen. I want this to continue to happen until developers wake up, and I did see them wake up before. They woke up between the time when PlayStation 3 was starting to make that comeback. And I don't mean the comeback, I'm talking about the beginning of the comeback in 2008 and 2009. And then I also saw developers do that in the beginning years of the PS4. And what I mean is the wake up is we're just not putting games over here. There's no incentive for us to put a game on your platform. Motherfuckers don't like us. That's what I mean when I hope developers wake up. Look, will it mean we're going to get more console exclusives over here? Yes. But why should it matter if you're not doing your part as a part of the alternating big three? Sometimes the big three is PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox. Sometimes the big three is PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. Where if Xbox is always in third place, not only in terms of console sales, but also when it comes to software sales of third-party titles, why even put your games on that platform? That's all I'm saying.
Microsoft is bring,
Like, you're
they
not
bring
gonna
in a
sell
big
our
bag of
games.
money and say, hey, here you go. Here's a big bag of money. Just put that game on Game Pass now.
That's nice. That is realistic, and I know you're being sarcastic, but it can't happen all the time. They can't buy every game.
I like to slide you out, got it, but
Yeah, they can't buy every game. They cannot contract every game to be the Game Pass. They're already draining money. They can't do that. They can't do that.
As much money as they have, they can't keep that whole
That's the
model
thing.
up, and they can't
How
buy
much
every
money
console
Microsoft
out there.
has, not Xbox. This is what people need to understand.
Yeah.
When
I
when
get
they
that.
doing these big investments and shit and these acquisitions, that is not coming out of the pockets of the Xbox gaming division. It's coming from Big Daddy Microsoft. Just let's call it what it is. So when you spending hundreds of millions of dollars to put fucking games on Game Pass for a few months, bro, that shit's coming from Microsoft. It is making a dent on Microsoft. They want to make Xbox profitable. It is not gonna always be profitable. Well, sorry, we already learned it was nothing pertaining to Xbox division is profitable. So what is the point of continuously buying games to go on Game Pass just to look like you're a good guy when you're just not gonna turn a profit anymore? Like,
you said it right there. It's to buy goodwill. It's to get people to go, oh, well, Microsoft's doing this, and, I kind of feel inclined to get Game Pass now because, well, I could get a Series S and I could get a Game Pass for under $500. So, maybe I should do that. They're trying to get everyone in Game Pass so then they could just keep leeching the money off them. Like, okay, you paid for 1 month. Well, now you're going to pay for the next and then the next. They want your entire game library to be dependent on Game Pass. So then when you decide to not pay for Game Pass, all your games are gone. All those save files, everything, worthless. Gotta pay for Game Pass again.
okay, let me break down this. Let me break down this other list. So again, the first list I saw yesterday, and the first list was posted right after our live stream. This list was made this morning. We know it's made this morning because look how clear it is. It is not one of those, when Xbox fans share pictures multiple times, or anybody shares pictures multiple times on the internet, the quality starts to kind of go away. This is brand spanking new. So let me read this off. 2021, Age of Empires, 6.
I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah, you saw this. So
Adam,
I saw that.
Adam showed us yesterday.
Okay, so this is bullshit.
Yeah, that's what he said. And quotes Adam. Fucking bullshit.
I know Adam got mad at me for showing him this today because I wasn't keeping up with anything yesterday because I was at work, but this is just bullshit.
Literally, this is fucking bullshit, man. Like, the fact that you got Age of Empires on there, like, certain shit on there, just dumb.
Why do you have Deathloop PS5 first, and why do you have Ghostwire Tokyo PS5 first? The funny thing is, the developers that do Gears of War Coalition, they said don't expect anything anytime soon for Gears. So why would you plant Gears of War in 2023 when we know it's probably gonna come out in 2025 or 2026?
Because a lot of Xbox fans already did videos saying that Gears of War is Gears of War 6 is in development. I told you, there's a lot of Xbox fans said that Microsoft the coalition has like 3 or 6 or 5 games in development. I'm like, really?
Look at a lot of this list. A lot of this list. Said it. Exactly, they're all liars, bro.
Questionable.
Exactly, they're all liars. There's
gonna be a Doom 3 in 2023. We've heard nothing about Doom 3.
That's what I'm saying. What they're doing is they're counting on us not knowing and believing that they have credibility to make it seem like it's real.
Yeah, listen. Okay, yeah, okay. Listen to. When it comes to Bethesda, I can actually believe they have something of the work because guess what? They got a lot of studios. They got a lot of studios in Bethesda, so I couldn't understand when Bethesda said they got more things in the works. But, like, you know what I mean? Microsoft themselves, you can't say that because they got on.
I'm looking
They
at
got
this list, and sorry to interrupt you, but I think you're going to see State of Decay 3 before you see Gear 6. I'm just saying that.
Nigga, I don't even expect Gears State of Decay 3. Like I really don't. Let's be honest. That game looks like trash. It doesn't look ready.
Well, we only got a CGI trailer. Let's be fair on that.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
every single one of them are CGI trailers. What makes you think any of that is ready? It
I
isn't.
don't know. Undead Labs isn't a bad
I
developer.
wish.
Okay, so let me
First
ask
off, let me say that. Let me
oh,
say
Briggs
this.
is in here. God damn.
Yeah, what's up?
Fucking Catman.
I'm just gonna say this right now. There is no way, and I'm just saying this. There is no way that Hellblade 2 will be ready for next year because they just got a game director.
No.
They just got a game director.
And what I find funny is somebody put Forza Horizon 5 for this year, and Starfield.
Yeah, I heard that too. And I'm like, yo, you got.
And also,
You see what it is? You see what it is? You see what it is though? You see what it is though, Jay? You see what it is? They are starving for games and they're making up stuff.
But hold on. They've always done this. This isn't shit new to us. They've always made shit
new.
up.
It's not new, but it shows how starving they are. They know these games aren't even ready to come out, but yet they're making this up to try and please their fans.
Welcome, Briggs, and Boca Loca. Y'all motherfuckers never wake up this early, but and Spartan. We got 74 people. Let's go into this story that I want to tell you guys about. So we know that Dustin Larry is gonna be on Kiss Move's Xbox. What is it called? The Xbox podcast or some shit? I don't know.
Planet Xbox. I've actually been on
Planet
a couple
Xbox, right? So like I was telling you guys about portion of the story, I called out IGN many years ago during the PS3 360 generation on Twitter. I was blocked by it. Whoever was running the application, they're not going to unblock me. I'm perfectly fine with that. So if anybody ever wants to know, because like 8 different people asked me on the post, why did they block you? How do you get blocked? I got blocked for calling them out being Xbox fans. I called them out for being Xbox fans. I said that they are Xbox fans many years ago. They knew they were. They knew they were biased against PlayStation. And for somebody that is currently working at IGN to show up on a podcast called Planet Xbox Podcast, it shows us that they're biased.
You
frozen?
Too ready. You gotta have to mute your mic, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we can hear everything.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, it shows us that this is what they need, and I'm gonna break this story down since we got about 76 people. I'm not saying this story for my health. I want you guys to take this story with you throughout the rest of this generation and other generations. I want you guys to take this fucking story with you. They have to do shit like this. Just like Microsoft has to buy games to put on Game Pass to make it look like Xbox is doing a good job. Xbox fans, they have to reach out to industry insiders. They have to try to have them on their podcast. They have to take the focus off of whatever PlayStation has announced, whatever games are out for PlayStation, whatever things that are making PlayStation excited. You got to take that focus off. It's been dry.
I heard today direct storage APIs coming to PC. That's the only news I heard today.
Yeah, that's it, and I don't think anybody cares. So what we got was what was it, the PlayStation player celebration crossing over with
Days of Play?
Yeah, with Days of Play. So basically they're rewarding us for playing games, which is something you should already expect because, you know, it's a gaming console. Xbox can't do that. One thing I had noticed though, I'm going to go put this shit up on screen. One thing I had noticed is that when it comes to the Days at Play, this PlayStation Celebration, we have a ton of exclusive character avatars. It kind of points to what I've been saying all along. Yes, they have these studios but these studios don't mean jack shit, because they just don't. You can have all the studios in the world, but if they don't have anything ready for their gamers right now, where it matters, right now matters. Years from now doesn't matter, because years from now is not promised to any human being on this fucking planet. What matters is now. What matters is this year. That's what matters. No one gives a fuck about what's happening in the future. We saw how the stupid ass pandemic attacked us out of nowhere. No one saw it coming. No one was prepared for it. We were ready to go into 2020, a brand new year, flying cars and superpowers, drinks and shit. We were ready for greatness. And then we got attacked by a stupid ass virus that attacked everyone. No one was ready for that. So I don't want anybody to sit up here and say, oh, we're going to go, we're waiting for 2026 and 2028 when Halo 9 comes out. It's not promised, so shut the fuck up. What's coming out now? What do you have now? Over the last 5 months, what do you have on Xbox that is not by a third-party developer?
Jay, I just had that issue. I don't know if you know that fanboy Elite Gaming Guru, the Xbox duo. I just went back and forth yesterday on Matt's channel about that shit because he was like, Xbox announced games, which it did in the future, right? And I said to right now, PlayStation has games now and more coming. And he told me list PlayStation games that's coming out that we don't know about. I was like, I don't have to do that because I never said they have what they announced. I said they have games now and more coming.
Hold on, let me read this super chat. I apologize, Cyber Dragon. I was in the element. Cyber Dragon with a $5 super chat. This roadmap shows how much money will be wasted on Game Pass until these games drop or delayed further. Exactly.
That's a damn shame, bro. Like they have
because see, you're waiting for these games and people are paying a subscription for Game Pass, but Game Pass isn't gonna be worth it. It's kind of like Netflix. Netflix is, not every time there's something good on Netflix to watch. It's not like that. And a lot of Netflix is
a lot of it's kind of filler stuff.
Exactly. It's a lot of filler. It's a lot of older movies. They're classics. They're legendaries. But what happens year after year? Well, that list goes smaller because everybody else has their own streaming site. So they take the content from Netflix that they lend it to Netflix because they have their own streaming site. So now Netflix has to depend on original TV shows and series and movies. And
that's perfect.
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But one thing I like about Netflix compared to Xbox, they're investing in themselves. They're creating this shit. This is not somebody else's work of art. They invested in it. They have their own production studios.
And they're out of debt, I've seen.
Yeah, they're Netflix out of debt. Well, let's look at Xbox and how they're operating with Game Pass. Do they have their own production studios, aka studios? Yes, they do. Are they pumping out as many games as Netflix is pumping out television series and original movies? No. No, they're not.
I don't know why, bro. Like I don't.
And Game Pass has been around for 3 fucking years, and they still.
No, it hasn't.
Well, I thought it been 2
years.
Game
Pass has been around for about 2 to 3 years now.
No, Game Pass came out 2016 after Gears 4 came out.
Hold on, man.
You can check. 2016.
Yeah, someone look this up for us. I'm not sure.
Game Pass started in 2016 because remember Forza Horizon 3 had the Hot Wheels DLC come out. I remember that.
I thought it came out around the time that
the Xbox One X came out.
Gears 5 came out.
No, it was already.
Gears 5 came out.
No, because then you had
No, bro. I already look. It's right here, June 1st, 2017.
Yeah, that.
Not 2016. I knew that shit wasn't that. So about 4 years. So about 3-4 years. We gonna call it 3 years. So June. I think June.
We make 4.
9, 10. Then this will be
June 1st. You said.
Yeah. So June 1st of this year would be 4 years. They're gonna announce that shit.
That's a damn shame, bro.
So it's 3 years, but it's 3 years and like a 4 quarters.
3.5 years.
So it's about to be it's about to be 4 years and like 3 more weeks. How did they not how are they not on the ball? Look at Netflix. Yes, they went in debt, making sure they established their name outside of just being a service that has other people's content, but has original content that you can only see there, bingeable content. I can't tell you how many series that Netflix created themselves that I have binged or that I was excited that I watched, or I don't know if anybody can say that about Game Pass. First-party studios that have not currently been acquired that produce something for Game Pass that is a work of art and good. Even when it came to Gears 5, it was lackluster compared to 4 in the previous Gears, which was 3, or Judgment. So it's like,
what? Jay,
when are they gonna do what Netflix is doing and really invest and produce something?
I have a question for you, Jay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I got answers for you on that one. So you're letting me go?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go.
Well, I'm gonna say this right now. Much as I'm a PlayStation guy, I love Sony. We have to give Microsoft time in order to get these games out, because game development takes quite a bit of time. Sony had the benefit of already being prepared for this console generation, by having some of these games already, in development. Kena, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon, so far, so forth. But I think if you give Microsoft at least
ready. They should have had
keep going.
Ready though.
Keep going. PlayStation game, but keep going.
Yeah. All I can say is at the end of the day is we need to give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt that they might deliver. Now, will they? I don't know. I can't predict the future.
I hope so.
It's not fair to, be like, Xbox is doomed right now because you don't have any games right now. Well, no one really has any games out right now outside Sony and Nintendo, and that's because they were prepared with this generation going forward. Microsoft just got these studios. They just acquired these studios. You can't expect them to be like, okay, we just bought the studio. Now we're just gonna pop games out left and right. It does take time to make a good game.
Spartan has a counter to that because.
Whoa! Hey, are you done?
Hold on.
Are you done?
Hold on.
Yes,
Let me read the super chat and then y'all can go at it.
Trying my ass. Go ahead.
True Money with the $5 super chat. Microsoft just doesn't care. They will have to get 23 more studios just to compete with Sony. How long before they bow out of this industry? I was going to say something similar to what True Woody said. And basically, we're coming up on a 4th year of Game Pass. And I understand what you said, PlayStation Gamer. That means we're going to be looking at an additional 4 years until they can prove themselves. So in total, Game Pass will be 8 years old by the time they actually prove themselves. I think
Spartan has a counter to that. He said give Microsoft time. But when Microsoft bought these studios, like when they first announced Ninja Theory and Playground Games and all that, they said on record these companies already had games in development right now when they bought them. And in 2019, when they got Obsidian and the rest of them, like in Exile, they also said they was working on games, right? There was a time before they acquired Bethesda, beginning of this year. Bethesda in 2019, I believe, came out with 2 Wolfenstein games. And then Doom Eternal came out last year, I believe. So they can pump out games, believe it or not. I'm not giving them the benefit of doubt because when they fucking bought the studios almost 3 years ago, they said Ninja Theory's working on games. You saw the Project Mara, Hellblade, and then they came out with Bleeding Edge, and then you had Grounded and shit. Like all of that, they had games coming out. I'm not giving them time for that. Why? When they told us literally straight up, these studios were already developing games and if they had contracts with PlayStation, we can't, deny it. Like Outer Worlds came out for PlayStation last year. So the Obsidian, they have games, but why the fuck would I give them the benefit of the doubt if they straight up told us their studios was already working on games? So where the fuck are they? So you lied to me, basically? Because that's basically what they did.
All I can say is when it comes to Bethesda, I say give them time. But you do have a fair point. They did buy Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory came out with that garbage game. What was it? The fucking
Bleeding Edge.
It was like Bleeding Edge. Yeah, that fucking game was garbage. Outer Worlds, I can't say was bad because I'm a old school Fallout fan and I liked it for what it was. But
it was not garbage.
It was definitely lacking the punch that Fallout has. You know, so you bring up a fair point. They have had these studios and some of these studios for a while, and so far some of them are delivering subpar material.
No, Playground Games.
I was just saying, like the newer studios, maybe we have to wait.
Like who?
And
because the only new studios they have is Bethesda. Bethesda is making games for how long?
Yeah, and Bethesda is probably already making games.
Double Fine, I'm gonna give time. But what about like the only studio I would give that time to would be the Initiative and Double Fine because they just started, right? But the rest of them, no. Like 343 has Halo. You see the Coalition delayed begins, but why does Playground Games just now revealing Fort Fable the end of last year? What was they doing from the time of 2018 of purchase to now?
Forza.
Oh, okay.
Forza takes time, man.
Okay, so Forza is a game that's coming out.
Okay, so
time.
Let me hear what you guys say.
First of all, shout out to everybody here on this panel. And that PlayStation Gamer, man, you might have to change your name, bro. I mean,
hey, man,
sounds like you want to give them a pass. That doesn't sound like it's coming from you. You want to give Microsoft a damn pass.
Not a pass, but the benefit of the doubt.
Did all y'all ever see or heard of that Steve Jobs video that he did talking about Microsoft? Anybody remember that video?
I heard of it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, you need to go look at that video. That PlayStation Gamer. Everything he says in that video is fucking true about Microsoft. Give them time. I mean, Nintendo and Sony innovate. Microsoft buys innovation. That's the problem. That is the problem right there. They don't create nothing. They buy the creation. You know?
Hey.
They don't
only one thing Microsoft created was the Surface.
That PlayStation Gamer. I can't give Microsoft a pass. The reason I can't give Microsoft a pass is hold on.
That's up to you, though. That's up to you.
Yeah, but hold on.
It's up to us, and it's up to the industry.
No, there's a reason why I can't give them a pass, right? There's a reason why I can't give them a pass, right? Here's the thing. There's a reason I can't give them a pass, right? Forza. As much as they didn't own the studio, they always made the games for Microsoft. They stopped producing since 2015. All the studios that make games for Microsoft, they stopped producing since 2015, right?
Yep. Forza still has no pit crew. Forza still does not have a pit crew.
Exactly. They have not done much for Forza since then. Where are the games?
I can't defend that. Where are the games? I can't defend that.
All the studios.
Why are you defending? Why are you defending is the question. Why?
I guess I'm not really defending. It's just like more of like I kind of want Microsoft to do good because then they're going to push Sony to do better with certain things.
No, okay. PlayStation Gamer, I get you because I want Microsoft to do good, but they gotta want to do good. You can't make them do good. They have to want to be better. Like here's an example. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make that horse drink, bro. As much as you can tell them, bro, you got to start delivering on AAA games. You got to stop. Listen, their fans, the ones that claim they're not Xbox fans, they've been begging for games, bro. As much as they claim that Microsoft is doing good, they simply have been there begging for games, and Microsoft just hasn't delivered. But they still stay loyal. Why? Because they have a promise from Phil Spencer that games are coming, but he is not delivering on those promises. And what is he doing? All he's doing is just contracting third party to come to Game Pass, and that's not enough. I'm sorry, but that's not enough. Once with the one, and I said earlier, the one game they didn't get contracted into Game Pass, it didn't sell. He's conditioning these fans not to purchase games, and that's gonna kill their brand. And you can't do that. You can't do. What do you mean that's not necessarily true? How is that not necessarily true?
I said that's very true.
Okay.
Okay. Well, my last point is before I dip out of here, archive this roadmap. Everybody listening, everybody on the panel, because this roadmap is going to be used going forward to measure everything. And I'm telling you now, it's
look, I'm not gonna use
there
it because I know
there are
bullshit,
lies sitting right there on the page.
Yeah, exactly.
And they will all come true going forward. So I'll leave with that.
Yeah. But wait, what if the roadmap is actually real?
It's still pathetic.
But if it's real, that means that's the first time they gave you a roadmap.
Well, we know that if they gave a roadmap, it would look much better than that. It looked like somebody literally created that shit on an old-fashioned computer. Like, that shit's...
It does.
It
looks
so
fake
fake.
To me because that's not something Microsoft would do. Give you 4 years in advance. That's not Microsoft style.
Microsoft doesn't have like a roadmap. Like, okay, here's how everything's gonna work. Because game delays happen. You can't plan years in advance.
I'm
when
just
you don't
saying,
even know
bro.
when
They wanted to go this direction,
on.
even if they didn't have Game Pass, right? Let's imagine if they didn't have Game Pass, you would just be waiting for games to come out, and you wouldn't have anything.
Right.
Like, so I know they went this route because they had no choice, and kind of like what Truity says, I think eventually they need to bow out because they can't supply their consumer with what they want. However, if I look on a different side, their fans don't want games. They want announcements. They want to feel like they're superior. They want stupid shit. They want Phil Spencer to
feel like they're on the winning team.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
They want Phil Spencer to pat their head and rub their back and tell them everything's all right.
That's true. They was when the beginning of last gen happened. They kind of was on the winning team because they had more games and they had better games, I think, than PlayStation 4 did at launch, and they didn't buy them. Like
they didn't buy them, and what else happened?
They didn't sell. Obviously.
The console didn't sell. So even if you had, you had a winning formula. Eventually. You had a winning formula, but it didn't matter because people had a bet. I want to know one thing though, Spartan. One thing that attributed to the comeback was that Xbox never fixed the red ring of death. They kept coming out with new consoles that said that the failure rate was lower. But there were still so many people that owned the Xbox 360. Listen to this. The Xbox 360 went on to sell over 80 million, right? We covered this yesterday. So you come out with new models, probably about 6 or 7 models. Yes, different models. Some look exactly the same. They called it different SKUs. They claimed the problem was fixed. It wasn't. They came out with the Elite. They came out with the Black. They came out with this one, the limited editions, all of these different Xbox 360 consoles, right? The problem was never fixed. So you had pissed off gamers for the entire generation on this failure rate issue. That was a factor leading people to PlayStation. It was also another factor that towards the end you gave up. You didn't try to fight PlayStation 2 for now, like you put out there that you were ready to do. You only felt cocky enough to say and do certain shit because PlayStation didn't have their head on straight and they had not entered when you entered. But when PlayStation had woken up, you were nowhere to be found. You didn't want the fight. And you gave up. And you tried to run away to the generation that is known as the PS4 generation. And they were waiting there. They said, hey, we're ready too, motherfucker. Never again. Never again will you beat us to the market again. You're going to have to fight us face to face day one. And they got their ass beat. And it happened again.
Twice.
Exactly. It happened again twice. It happened last gen and it happened this gen. So they can't, hey, let's be on the market a year early and then PlayStation goes struggle. No, you can't do that. That strategy's out the window. It's never going to happen again. So now what do you have to do? What do you rely on? You can't beat them in the games development section because they're going to be able to develop games faster than you because their studios are more established than yours.
Right. And you can't beat them on third party because they got all the fucking deals.
Exactly. And again, they've been out longer.
Because they got all the deals.
Exactly. They've been out longer. People owe them favors, and they owe them favors for saving the gaming industry multiple generations in a row, including the PS4 generation where Xbox fans refused to buy any games. That moved on to this generation where Xbox fans refuse to buy any games. So going forward in this generation, don't expect other third-party developers to strike deals. They will. Why? Because we will see these sales report fucking month after month. And guess what? It's going to show that PlayStation gamers are buying games. It's not a good look. People need to understand one thing. When we see these sales reports, the companies see the sales reports, right? And then they see other sales reports that is not made public ever. And I guarantee you it's still the same fucking shit. PlayStation fans are just supporting us more than Xbox fans. What are we going to do about it? If they don't get that phone call from Phil Spencer with that suitcase of money to put games on Game Pass, they're like, hey, bro, we getting burnt over there, bro. If PlayStation gonna make these deals and for marketing and for exclusive DLC and season pass and this and whatever they want to do, bro, let's say yes, man, because these motherfuckers over there, you know we a corporation, we know we a business, but man, they really been supporting us. You know, we can't say the same for the others, so we ain't even gonna try to make shit sweet for Xbox because they don't really care. Again, I know what people tell me all the time. Oh, it's a corporation, it's a business. They don't know who you are. They don't care. They care about that money. And if it's blue versus fucking green, they got to look at where the money is coming at from blue and green. And if they see that blue is supplying them with more money, they care in a way that will supply us with more contract, timed exclusives, DLC, early access, betas and demos. We will get better shit out of it, and we have got better shit out of it.
Hey, Jay, what colors do you need to make green? Yellow and what else? Blue.
Yellow and blue. Oh, yeah. PC and fucking...
You see the irony?
Yeah, PC and PlayStation. But again, okay, hold on. I think I had another super chat from Game Over and Andrew Wilkins. $5 super chat from Andrew Wilkins. Xbox has been lacking great first party games since 2011. Giving them time. Microsoft and Xbox are prime examples of white privilege.
Yo, stop.
No. Andrew Wilkins got a point. I say it this way. When you heard of that. But hold on. Let me tell you this. Kids Move is getting his first big guest with a check mark by their name on Twitter on his podcast.
Was it from IGN?
Yeah, it's David Leary, right? So but look at Carl Eastwood. Look how many fucking big people he's had on his. It's all right to know that there's white privilege in this country. It's not a bad thing. We know that by the color of your skin, you're afforded more privileges and things in life. We know this, right? But Carl Eastwood hasn't even been around longer than Kids Move. Kids Move actually plays more games on camera than Carl Eastwood and plays games across different platforms than Carl Eastwood.
Well,
but he's afforded.
Fairness, he gets paid to play games on.
Yeah, but he's still playing them. You know, let's look at it this way. If Carl Eastwood played games, do you think he wouldn't get paid? Yes, he would get paid because he's getting advertisement money from YouTube. He has a bigger community. So if he was streaming, he would get more super chats. So in a sense, he would get more money if he played games than Kids Move getting money to play games. You see what I'm saying?
But that's money for like challenges and shit. Other than that, Smooth plays games regular.
Yeah. We don't see Carl Eastwood ever play games. He puts gameplay up, but it's not his gameplay. It's promotional gameplay. So yeah, Andrew Wilkins 100% right. We see that in our gaming community, and we see that in the gaming industry. PlayStation, we just saw PlayStation get shitted on. What was it? What are we looking at, Spartan? Are we looking at 3 weeks ago, or are we looking at almost 4 weeks ago? No? So almost a month ago, everybody was on PlayStation's ass. And for almost a month now, PlayStation has just been putting out announcement after announcement, news after news, game after game. Like they've been gradually getting up to the point where Xbox fans are looking really desperate. Like these two lists of roadmaps and shit that they've done, like it's so desperate because Xbox isn't going to talk. And they need to understand that. They have nothing to talk about for the rest of the year. They have to consolidate every announcement into what? E3. So don't expect Xbox to respond to
God.
PlayStation. No, I'm just
Lord.
saying, don't expect Xbox to respond to PlayStation.
Wait till E3. Wait till E3.
Again, let me read this other super chat by Game Over HD. $2 super chat by Game Over HD. Xbox doesn't deserve a past 7 years no quality. I agree, 100%. 100%, bro. Why should we give them a pass? People were mad at PlayStation because they wouldn't talk for a couple weeks when Xbox was dropping games on Game Pass. Does that even sound right now? Oh, they were putting games on Game Pass. PlayStation's doing bad. That's why people were mad.
Fair point. That's a fair point.
I need everybody to understand. Go back about 4 weeks or at least 3.5 weeks. People were mad at PlayStation because Xbox was announcing games for Game Pass and PlayStation didn't do anything and they didn't say anything.
The MLB shit, yeah.
Exactly, and the Outrider shit. And I'm looking at everybody like, wait up. So because they put a game on Game Pass, that means PlayStation's doing bad? How?
And the funny thing is, they put the game on Game Pass, and it was the price thing. But the funny thing is, they put it on Game Pass. The game is still on PlayStation. And then when the game came out, where did it sell?
Sold better on PlayStation.
Right now, Resident Evil, I heard they shipped over 3 million copies. Most of those copies are on what platform?
PlayStation. And this is what people need to understand. We were just talking about it. These businesses, these companies, they play. People tell me again all the time, they don't care about us. They don't care about us. They care about that money. And they will always remember where they're getting the most of their money from. And they will always make contracts, and they will always be nice to the people that are supplying them with the most of their money. That's Sony. That's PlayStation. The end result is more content, more quality, perks for us. We're doing the right thing. I hope everybody understands. Buying and supporting games is not wrong. There is no way anybody can make me believe that buying video games is wrong. Not buying video games and expecting to get handouts from these developers, from third party and second party and indie developers, is not going to last. The only reason why they're nice to Xbox, aka putting games on Game Pass, is because Microsoft is paying them contract money to do so. They're not doing it out the kindness of their fucking heart. They're not doing it because you guys like them or they have any history.
Every developer needs to get paid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you feel, how anyone feels about Game Pass. Every developer needs to get paid, and that's what Microsoft is doing. They're giving them money so they can get games in Game Pass. Not buying games is not helping any developer. Like, yo, this whole Resident Evil thing just pisses me off, yo. I'm sorry. I know this. I know. I know that's what Xbox fans do. They don't buy games anymore, apparently.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Why does the Resident Evil thing piss you off as a PlayStation gamer?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because for one, it's huh?
No, I'm just asking. Why does the Resident Evil thing piss you off as a PlayStation gamer?
Well, for one, it just shows Microsoft for one isn't actually the fans aren't exactly don't give a shit about buying games.
Well, why does that piss you off? If you still get it.
No, you don't. Hold on, just let me say what I have to say. The reason it pisses me off is because if Microsoft leaves, who's gonna give Sony competition? You can't give Sony competition if your competitor's leaving. I know them. They've been in competition with themselves for a long time. But when their competitor leaves, what's their motivation? Right now they're in competition with themselves because Microsoft, they're kicking Microsoft's ass. So the developers are, and they're still putting out games. But what happens when that competition actually leaves? Because their fans ain't doing their job. What happens if the only competition leaves? Now I get it. Microsoft doesn't really want to be in this space. I know and I understand that, but what happens when they leave? What would Sony do? Yes, they'll still put out games, but would it turn into another PS3 generation? Would it turn into another PS3 generation? No, I'm just saying. What if what would happen to Sony when there is no more competition for them? Like you see what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
That's why I'm pissed off with these dumbass fans thinking that all you need is Game Pass to play your damn games, bro. Like if you don't want to be in the gaming space, leave. Let someone else take your spot.
Yeah, hold on. Let me read the super chat real quick. We're blowing up today. Thank you guys for the love and support. Trench G with the $5 super chat. But if Microsoft is buying the games and putting them on Game Pass, what's the point in Xbox gamers buying them? The developers are still getting paid. So listen to this. Yeah, the developers like that upfront money, but it's not equal to how much they could make from individual gamers buying it at $60. So on the Xbox side, that's a crutch. They're still getting some money from the Xbox side via contract for Game Pass, but it's not as much as they could make if, their gamers were doing their part, which is buying games.
How much do you think they paid for Outriders?
Me personally. Hold on, True Witty.
Let me ask this. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know how much they pay for Outriders. I can't even imagine how much they would pay for any of these games because I just don't know how that works. So it's always just a blank to me. Like, I don't know. Like, unless we start getting some numbers from financials and MPDs of what some of these contracts look like financially, then I could start to form some guesses of how much they pay. But if you or Adam could help me out with that, like give me some guesses of how much they're paying for this.
I heard over, like, I'll give you an example. For MLB, it was definitely over 100 million, supposedly.
$100 million?
Yeah.
Okay. You think that covers all the people if they were like operating as normal gamers and they actually started like buying games, kind of like almost like at least 7%.
Yeah, I don't think that point holds up because like the amount of people that buy it on PlayStation is just far superior than who would buy it on Xbox anyway. Even
so
Game Pass.
You're already making more money.
Yeah, they're just covering their asses pretty much because it wasn't going to sell to begin with on that console.
Yeah, so the contract money doesn't cover how much a group of gamers could support it if it wasn't given away for free. You've conditioned your gamers to never buy games again. So we're getting to the area where, oh yeah, that's all right. But right now we're not at that area because everybody else is pulling their weight. What did I tell you guys just a little while ago about the big three? The big three is alternating, and sometimes it's going to alternate where Xbox is not going to be there. The big three sometimes, and I'm talking about games appearing on platforms, the classic traditional big three is PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. The alternating big three that I used to see a couple times with Japanese exclusives, PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC. When Nintendo can't hold their own with a AAA game or a multi-platform title, it will be PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. We might look at a big three where it's just going to be PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC. Because developers are like, this $100 million for this contract isn't enough. These dudes over here are pulling their weight double of what you guys are doing. We just can't justify continuously putting games over there. Again, if that's the easy way out, that's nice. But they need to understand that gamers are much more mature. We're smarter. We have name recognition now. We know who is who. We know what studios produce what games. And the Xbox community will always look at a specific studio that put a game on Game Pass as always putting their games on Game Pass. And when they don't, that developer is going to hurt. Because do not expect those gamers to buy games. We're also looking at scenarios now where even if a developer has never put their game on Game Pass, that game will not sell. Because those gamers are waiting for it to go to Game Pass. So no, Game Pass is not the solution for this. It is hurting a ton of developers on that platform specifically because their gamers are so conditioned to get everything through that service that they will not support it if it's not on that service. And you know that could really hurt.
They weren't supporting shit unless it was Call of Duty throughout the service anyway.
Exactly. Those are the only ones. Even EA at this point, they shot themselves in the foot. Why? Because Need for Speed and Madden They were selling on Xbox without Game Pass. I don't understand why they did that. That was pretty stupid. Because those were the casual type of games that were selling good on Xbox without the crutch of Game Pass. Now, if they were ever to pull back from that deal, don't expect any Maddens or Need for Speeds to ever sell on the level of a PlayStation version ever again. Just won't. I mean, it won't happen anyway because everything's going to Game Pass. But, yeah. Somebody else take over. Because I was looking at my phone.
Where's Adam at?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I agree what he's saying. It's like, hey, the developers are getting paid, but are getting paid the money that they could if people were buying their games $60 a pop, or $70 a pop. Oh, hold on. Or digital deluxe, maybe $80 a pop. Oh, hold on. Collector's edition, maybe $150 a pop. You're robbing that developer of making more money by just giving them, hey, take this money. It's gonna go to Game Pass. You happy? You're happy? Okay, you're good. Okay, we're good. No, man. No. No, it's not covering the loss of what you could make from gamers just buying games. It's kind of like the movie production studios, right? They put their games on these streaming services because we couldn't go outside because of COVID. Now, we're learning that they knew that they were making losses. We learned financially this year and last year that they were making losses. What, you're giving them a key, right? You're giving them a key to the subscription service to watch a brand new movie that we used to pay anywhere between $10 and $20 for a ticket. And now we got access to all your movies, and all we doing is paying you $10 a fucking month or $15 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You're not making the money you were by each person paying for each movie.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And this is probably just something all these PC elitists will finally be like, finally someone asked JayTech this.
Oh,
why do you care if these companies make money?
Why do I care?
Like, I'm not,
let me ask you a question. A PC elitist used to tell me all the time they want a developer to stop being held hostage by Sony, and they want the developer to make as much money as that developer could by putting that game on as many platforms as possible. So these guys have been pocket watching. What I mean by this is we've always want developers to have as much money as possible so they can produce better games next time. That's it.
Yes.
When they do good, we get good games. Simple as that. I don't care about every single dollar. All I care is that these developers are getting the money to continue to progress.
But then, I don't know, man. Just like, it feels like at this point...
Do you think they're going to keep making games if they don't make money? Do you think a studio can stay afloat if they're not making money?
No, obviously not. No company's going to, just run on good
so when
faith.
you're a third-party studio, you're depending on all 3 platforms or 4 platforms you put your game on, right? What your dream is for that third-party studio is for everybody to pull their weight equally, and you're making your profit, and you're making enough to fund the following project and the project after that. You know how some movies, they get one movie, but then you get to the end of that movie and you know that they could make another one, or you want them to make another one. But then there's some movies that do so good that the director and the studio come out afterward and they say, hey, we have plans for a trilogy. And you just watch only the first one, but the first one did so good that it funded the sequel and the trilogy. I remember this happened with the original X-Men movie. So when we support them, when we go out and support anything, it makes that establishment better, and they do more. They do better. Sometimes it's not always that way, but that's what we're hoping, right? Like Returnal, I love House Marquee. I've always loved the type of games they produce, and I'm glad they got this big break to go on a semi-third AAA stage. And I hope that Returnal financially did good enough for House Marquee to be acquired so Sony can supply them with the funding that they need, with the tools they need from their mocap studios to produce even better projects. Again, when they do good, we get better quality.
I have another question for you. Are you now okay with the idea of some Sony games going to PC as a way to make additional revenue?
All of them, son. All of them on PC. The fuck?
Let me
all
put
of
it.
them shits on PC.
Let me put it this way, right? We're looking at a similar thing like Xbox, right? So Xbox, they pay sometimes AAA third-party developers, sometimes small indie developers you never heard of, a certain amount of money to put their content on Game Pass, just so in the public eye it looks like they like their gamers, right? But in reality, they don't like their gamers, because if they like their gamers, they will make high quality stuff. So we're learning just a fraction, just an estimated number from Boca Loca, that they paid about $100 million for MLB or Outriders to go on Game Pass. If you're making only $100 million for that game that made you, let's say, over $1 billion on PlayStation because it has sold over 10 million copies, and all you're making is just let's say $100 million or less, then I mean, it's additional revenue, but is it enough to fund the next game? Is it really helping? Let me put it this way.
In theory, if you're using the same skeleton and all you're really doing is a roster update and, you know, maybe add a couple new little features, yeah, technically it should be able to fund with like selling $1 billion, you know.
What I mean is the game being on PC, is it getting enough revenue to fund a project? So let me put it this way. God of War went on to sell 10 million, right? I think in financials of 2019, it made over $500 million for PlayStation, right? Well, we already know they had the sequel in the works, because the first one, God of War 2018, in the first year it was out, it was doing numbers. In the second year, it was still doing numbers until it got 10 million copies sold. Horizon, same way. That shit did so good, we already knew the sequel was guaranteed, and it was guaranteed. We got the confirmation for both of those games. Ghost of Tsushima, motherfucker came out, was doing numbers, movie. Confirmed. You see what I'm saying? And we can go on and on. Yeah. Ratchet and Clank might have not did the best, but they were like, well, Spider-Man did good, and we trust y'all motherfuckers. Y'all ain't prove us wrong. Hey, have another whack at your passion. Put out another Ratchet and Clank, and look how good that shit is. This is shit that's going down based off of us. Like, these games going to PC did not confirm the sequel. So the revenue, in my opinion, my personal opinion, nobody else's on this panel or will ever join this panel. This is my personal opinion. Nobody on the chat. This is my personal opinion, right? It's not making them any money to fund any fucking future projects. Why? Because it's going there years after it was already funded. So when people come to me and say, hey, it's making additional revenue, they already made the revenue they needed for the sequel and the trilogy. So what additional revenue is people talking about?
More money on top of the money they already made. So
I mean, if you want to look at it that way, yeah, but you don't need it. That's what I tell anybody. Do you really need it if you already made the money for the sequel and the trilogy? No.
Well, it's like asking, do you really need that chocolate syrup on a Sunday? Probably not, but, it's just nice to have.
I mean, if a chocolate syrup is already on a Sunday, I don't need any more. It's already there. I'm already going to taste that chocolate syrup.
Maraschino
so it's like,
whatever.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's additional money, but it's additional money. It's not as much as making a remaster of that game and putting it on a PlayStation system, or making a remake of that game and putting it on a PlayStation system before you even.
But how many gamers on PlayStation are you guys think are really going to buy a remaster, for example? Like, I don't think a lot of people. The reason why Last of Us remakes gain so much backlash is because a lot of people are like, ugh, yeah, again, just more Last of Us. Oh, can we have something different? Now, if they put The Last of Us on PC, that's like, hey, these people probably never got the chance to play The Last of Us,
Okay, let me ask you this question, right? You put all. Oh, True, do you want to go?
PlayStation Gamer.
I guess you want to go.
Are you going to buy the Last of Us remake?
No. Probably. I kind of have to wait to see, but more likely will because I'm a huge Last of Us fan.
So what makes you think the rest of the PlayStation community won't buy? What makes you think what makes you think
I've been
they
kind of
won't buy?
paying attention. Seems like a lot. I'm not saying a lot of people, but there seems like there is a majority that's like, oh, I really don't like them doing a Last of Us remake. We just kind of want to go past the Last of Us with Naughty Dog now. We want something new instead of going back to the old stuff.
Okay, but do you think those guys are real PlayStation fans?
No.
I can't tell you if they're real or not. It seems like they're at least Last of Us fans.
Let me
just being a Last of Us fan doesn't mean you're real PlayStation gamer.
Exactly. So let me just talk to you, PlayStation gamer. True Eddie, let me talk to him because he's asking me all these interview questions. So I'm cool with it. But this is the thing, man. You got the PC fans that said that they wanted certain games, and there were so many games that went to PC from PlayStation, you don't even know. And this is not the first party. This was like second and third party games like Yakuza and Crash Bandicoot and Tales of Cold Steel. There's so many fucking Japanese RPGs that went to PC. You don't even know. They're not playing them. They're not buying them.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're getting additional money, but you're getting additional money, but you're not getting the money you felt that you were promised. It's kind of like, yeah, you're putting your game on Xbox for Resident Evil, and you know Resident Evil is hot shit. But you thought it would do better, but it's not doing better over there. So just because you know a game is good and you put it somewhere does not mean it's always going to do good. Even if you see on the internet that people are excited about stuff.
But so let's be fair here.
So hold on. With the hate for The Last of Us after it was leaked that Joel died, right? You know that scene was leaked. Remember how many people said they hated it, they weren't gonna buy it, and then you see what happened with Last of Us. It sold. What else happened? It reached over 300 Game of the Year awards. So what you read on the internet does not compare to reality. So just because you see somebody on the internet that you can't confirm is a PlayStation gamer saying, "Hey, I don't want The Last of Us remake." Well,
but what
hold on.
PlayStation gamer.
The same people that said that were the same people wondering about the fucking Last of Us remaster when it came out almost a year after the original came out, but they fucking gobbled that shit up. So just because somebody says they don't fucking like something doesn't mean they're not going to buy it later on when it gets closer.
They don't speak for the masses, pretty much.
Exactly.
Look at Returnal, look at Days Gone, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a loud minority that had a problem with the remake, and
have you interviewed every one of those individuals to find out if they actually own a PlayStation? You know, the people that hated Last of Us Part 2, I found out that they didn't even own a PlayStation. They were just hating it because other people hated it.
Oh no, a lot of those people are those anti-SJW people. Oh, Abby's a trans. Okay, you haven't played the game then, I could tell.
Exactly. So, well, long story short, if PlayStation want to put every single PS4 exclusive over there, they're going to have to feel the backlash. I can't do nothing. I'm just a normal gamer, just like you. I have no fucking sway in the industry. There's nothing I say that will be taken seriously as I know it right now. So they do what they need to do if they feel that they need to do this. I feel, personally, that they don't need to put any games over there. And I do feel that it will add to the narrative that when they make PlayStation 5 exclusives, they will not sell as much because people expect them to also go to PC along with the older games. You can't tell somebody they can't think that type of way when you put that thought in their head. So this is something that they have to think about in the future. Put every single first party PS4 exclusive on PC, and I guarantee you those same individuals that were begging for it, that don't end up buying those older games, will want the new games that we're getting, and they will feel like they're entitled. I've heard people say the same. Hold on.
I got something to tell them.
Let me finish. I heard those same individuals say that Returnal is definitely coming to PC because Sony was bringing all the other games over, and Jim Ryan said a slate of games were coming over. So they feel that Returnal is going over. And hold on, there were a good portion of them that felt that it was going to be a day and date title, but They didn't understand why it wasn't a day-and-date title after they found out that Sony had plans of bringing PlayStation exclusives over. So this is a big problem for them because I know they're not going to publicly say, hey, we're giving you these old games, but we're not giving you the new ones. They don't want to publicly say that because they don't know the future or how they will feel. So
It was
again,
because it was made on the Unreal Engine.
What? Well, that
Returnal.
too. Some people say that too, but a lot of the people that we saw port begging for Returnal, they were only port begging because it was a popular game at that time. Everybody was playing it, everybody was talking about it. So when they see popular games, they want to be a part of that too. It doesn't mean they're really gonna go out and buy it. It's just they want to be a part of the fucking talking points. When you
all I can say is, if I see the same people who are sitting here bitching about the Last of Us remake saying I want it on PC, I'm like, my response really will be like, really, you want to play the Last of Us remake? Well,
look, I saw Furtenga.
PlayStation.
I saw Furtenga, and a lot of the people that support Furtenga say that I would lose my shit if The Last of Us Part 2 went to PC. Let me tell you guys a big secret here, right? I wouldn't. I would laugh at the individuals that claim that they will play or mod Last of Us Part 2 on PC, because those are the same individuals that did not like The Last of Us Part 2 because Joel got his head bashed in by Abby, which they thought was a transgender female with a golf club. So those same individuals that also were along with the hatred of The Last of Us Part 2 before it actually officially came out are also people saying they want to go play the game because PlayStation brings it over. That's funny. So, look, if PlayStation will put these games over there, all I want the PC fans to do is actually buy them. If some PlayStation fans are saying, hey, that's good, we're going to pocket watch Sony, that's additional revenue, hey, y'all could say and think whatever you want. But if motherfuckers ain't buying it to the point that PlayStation doesn't even put it on their financials, they just fucking came out, then my opinion is unchanged. It's not making a dent either way. Extra money, yeah, but not enough to talk about. Additional game sales, yeah, but not enough to talk about. I ask anybody that's talking about additional revenue. The point. I know, but my point is, it's going to PC, bigger platform, right? More individuals. We expect these games to sell better. At least get 1 million, right? If you're selling 1 million copies, that's something to fucking talk about. You add that to the total number of copies you have already sold on consoles, and you give us a new number. Have we gotten a new number for Horizon or Death Stranding?
No, I don't think they announced the combined numbers. I think
and let me ask you this:
was sold on PS4.
Horizon was put on PC almost a year ago, right? And Death Stranding also, because we're getting around the time that both of these games were out on Steam last year. So, and no number.
No number.
I don't think.
I mean, but they're making additional revenue. So if you're making additional revenue, you're selling copies. But
hey, man, 2 million.
They don't even announce shit for the regular titles like The Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly. They're not doing that yet. They're probably gonna wait till they get to a number. But I think Horizon was
extra 2 million you make. The extra 2 million you make just by putting it on PC, it's the extra 2 million you don't have to worry about.
That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. Come on.
But hold on.
I'll just say that's an example.
Hold on, True Witty. But if it's an additional 2 million, if it's an additional 2 million, you're sitting at a new number of 12 million copies sold. That's still something to talk about. Me personally, I would talk about that number. Because you're making a dent. You're making a dent where you claim you want it to make a dent, right? You want to put your games on PC to make a dent. You want it to be a streamlined source of revenue. You don't want it to be a trickled down source of revenue. You want it to be a streamlined source of revenue. So when you can get 2 million people, an embarrassing
number. That's why, Jay.
I understand it's an embarrassing number to the people that brought it years before at a faster rate, but it's still something to talk about. I don't think we're going to be hearing any sales numbers.
It's still extra pocket money, just in case.
I guess, but me personally, I disagree with it. And I'm always going to disagree with it. That's just me.
Chase their own.
So,
when do you think it's going to get to that point where the games will start selling less?
What do you mean selling less?
You said that all the games on PC would eventually bring it to a point where the games would start selling less because people would just wait for it to come to PC, didn't you?
I think that if the slate of PlayStation games Jim Ryan talked about is announced by the end of this year, and we're looking at about 10 different exclusives that are planned over the next 2 years, then people hold on, but people will probably be like, okay, maybe we do this, maybe we don't need a PS5. Again, it's not only that, it's just a combination of factors with not having enough PS5s out there. I don't know if any of these people are hold on, True Woody, 1 second, man. 1 second. I know you want to talk. Hold on 1 second. I know that a lot of the people that have saw port begging are not really interested all the time in buying a PS5, but when I did look through the port begging for Returnal, I saw about 2 to 3 different posts saying I would like to play Returnal, but I can't because I don't even have a PS5. Can you put it on the PC instead? The thing is, when you get to that point, that you put even more games on PC, I'm asking you, Bokaloka, do you think PlayStation should publicly announce that they don't have current plans to put PS5 exclusives over when they know people are on the internet expecting every PS5 to go day and date on PC?
I wish they would do more stuff like that, like with Naughty Dog. Like I wanted some
there's
kind of an
there's some
announcement about the update.
confusion among that community that they are going to get day and date PS5 games because they're bringing PS4 games over. And I'm not the one to tell them, hey, you shouldn't think that way, because I'm not sure if things will change, but it could hinder your abilities to sell games on the level of PS4 exclusives when they were exclusives and known to not go anywhere else. So I do think they need to get in front of this story this year. If that is what they want to do, is sell PS5 exclusives. If not, then you should just go day and date with PS5 games, because that's what everybody's expecting you to do. Whether it's the media, Xbox fans, or the PC community, they're expecting you to go day and date with all your valuable exclusives. And since you've given in to what people wanted with the PS4 generation, I don't see why Sony shouldn't give in to what they're doing right now with the PS5 generation. I don't believe this, but this is what people think, right? There are some people that think this way. Hey, they give it in with the PS4, they give in with the PS5. They give us everything that's special to them, and then we don't have to get a PS5, and we don't have to buy a PS4, and we can mod, and we can pirate, and we can crack, and we can do everything that we want to do, and they won't be a threat to us because they don't have anything that makes them special. So that is the thought process of a lot of PC fans, and I don't think.
Oh, you're talking about just them specifically. I mean, that's a class I don't even consider genuine gamers. So, I mean, I'm thinking of the more PlayStation, and a lot of them, they don't know what the fuck a PC is, to be honest, man. They never gamed one day on PC. Those are the people that they're selling these games to.
Oh, okay. Just send another text. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I know that's what they want. That's their fantasy, is PlayStation just give up what makes them special. PlayStation knows they can't do that. That's again, it is what makes them special. But at this point in time, any game
day.
I understand. But they believe that is a stepping stone. So they believe that. Yeah, they believe that putting all their amazing first party exclusive PS4 games on PC even years later is a stepping stone for this generation going day and date. That's what a lot of people think, and they do expect PlayStation to put these games on PC. They don't expect PlayStation to favor exclusives anymore, even if these PS5 games go a year after. Actually, I've heard a couple PC fans say there's no reason to even get a PS5 because these games are going to go over a year after. I'm like, okay, I mean, I can't tell you no. You can just keep waiting year after year until, kind of like the Bloodborne situation. Like, it was made by From Software. They really expected From Software to basically pull the plug on Sony and tell Sony, hey, we want to put this on PC, but it never happened because they don't understand how the industry worked. The Sony owned the IP to Bloodborne, and it was really up to them where the game went. So it's really up to Sony if they want to bring these games to PC. PC fans don't understand. They don't really have a choice in the matter. You can get these games this year. You can get these games next year. You can get these games in 2 or 3 years. I think that if you really gonna do it, make sure you upgrade our games. I will excuse PlayStation for Horizon and Death Stranding, but that's the only excuse I'm making. I don't think that I should be excusing them, but let's just say, going forward, each and every game going to PC, at least give us that 60 frames per second boost and have that shit go on its way. If it's good, go over there, let it go over there, and let's see. I'm looking at Death Stranding. I'm sorry, Days Gone. I'm looking at Days Gone. I really want to know what's going to happen because I know that was not the most wanted game on PC. I know that God of War, Spider-Man, Bloodborne, The Last of Us Part 1, and The Last of Us Remastered are still the highest wanted games on PC. And also Demon Souls, the remake.
Coming out this month, right?
What game?
Days Gone.
Yeah, Days Gone is coming out this month next week. So
good month of them. They got that Resident Evil, Mass Effect.
They got enough, but they always want more. Even if they're not gonna buy it or play it, they still want what we have. They don't care if they're gonna buy it or play it day one.
Well, you're not getting Returnal anytime soon. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah. I mean,
watch 2 years from now.
Again,
that's my guess.
You could say that shit about every last one of House Marquee games that are older than 2 years, that are easier to port. To
like, they still don't got Final Fantasy VII. Like, isn't that
they
weird?
don't got Matterfall. You know what I'm saying? They don't got Alienation. They don't got Damnation. So, I mean, this is the thing. Let me ask you this. Do you think it will stop anybody's development to put every single one of their PS4 exclusives on PC? Because there's a lot of developers that did produce more than one game for the PS4. So do you think that it would hinder any of their development for... Because this is what PlayStation fans are telling me, and this is what PC fans are telling me. Every single PlayStation 4 exclusive is going over there. That is a big project. Especially if you want the port to be a good port. So when will it end? That's what I'm asking you. And how long will this project take?
Well, in theory,
so you're telling me Returnal is going over. You're telling me Returnal is going over in 2 years.
Well, I'm saying
why? Me personally, you have the name of PlayStation Gamer. That is literally your username, right? So you're telling me Returnal is going over in 2 years, and why?
Well, I will say Returnal will be like the earliest we see it. Now, is that guaranteed? No, obviously not, because I have no. But why?
Like, what makes you think that? What makes you think that, though?
Because I think Sony wants to keep it around for at least a year as an exclusive, and if they want to port it over to PC, if they hear there's enough demand for it, they'll do it. Because hey,
you don't think that's gonna hinder the PS5 at all when people know that we only have 2-year exclusivity deals on first-party titles?
Hey man, are you gonna sit there wait for a hypothetical 2 years to play Returnal, or are you gonna just buy PS5 and just play the games when you want to play them?
Yes, the answer is yes. There are people that don't have a PS5 that will wait those hypothetical 1 or 2 years to play Returnal.
Well, then you're never going to win them over to begin with. So what's the point if you don't stress about it?
So if you're not going to win them over in the begin with, you should give up on selling your console if you go put your games over there in 1 or 2 years, especially from your first party. This is a first party game. This is not a third party game. This is
if they don't want to play it, if they're supposedly really hyped for the game and they don't buy a PS5 to play the game, they want to wait 2 or 3 years or 500 years for it to come to PC.
So let me ask you a question. What about Ratchet and Clank? You think Ratchet and Clank should go over to PC in 2 years?
As far as like first party stuff, no. I don't think first party stuff should go anytime soon.
But Returnal is a first party stuff. Returnal is a first party stuff.
As far as I know, they don't own.
No. They don't own House Marquee, but they own the IP. They funded the whole project. Again, I can tell. Let me educate you because obviously you don't know. They own the rights to Matterfall. Matterfall did not sell good on PS4. Matterfall has been out for over 2 years. Matterfall has not been announced for PC. So you're telling me that House Marquee's new exclusive that was a bigger budget than Matterfall is going to PC in 2 years when their last game that was not a bigger budget and did not sell that good and a Metacritic score was low did not get announced for PC yet. So I'm trying to figure out where do you get this thought process that it's going over in 2 years. It's going over in 2 years. It's going over in 2 years.
I was just throwing that out as a hypothetical. Like,
don't you think that's not something that they want? Because listen to this. Final Fantasy 16 is, and I think Final Fantasy 16 and Forspoken are both about 2 year time exclusive deals.
They're gonna be a year exclusive.
One of them's
just
2.
The way they worded it.
Yeah, one is 2, the other one's not. If you look at the fine print, one of them is 2. It's either Forspoken or Final Fantasy 16 that has a 2 year deal, right? So you got major third party developers doing 2 year deals with PlayStation just on the hands of Square Enix. Why would you also have your games be exclusive to your own platform for 2 years that you own the IP for and you fund it completely? Why would you do that? Not everybody owns a PS5, so you would be throwing money away on people that would buy a PS5 for a game. This is what we do call a system seller.
I have to ask you something here, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it normally take for a game to peak as sale? Like, it's made the most it's going to sell, and then it's just a decline from there, from the peak.
From the peak? Shit, depending on how...
let's say a game has sold 5 million copies. Now it stops selling 5 million. It's declining every month.
Let me put it this way: we don't always know where the peak is going to be, because if you would go by that logic, just looking at that one number, 5 million, God of War sold past 5 million. So most games back then might have looked at, hey, a peak is 5 million. Where there were so many PlayStation exclusives that sold past 5 million, if you would have put the game on PC, you could have hindered additional sales from people that really did want to go out and buy that game.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the peak is like a year, maybe a year and a half on the market, right?
Okay, so
how about... Okay, so after its peak, it's declining in sales. What if Sony says, okay, we've had this game for about 3 years on our console. It's not doing crazy in sales anymore. Why not put it on PC and see if the market wants it? And if it makes like a certain point, then, hey, we might do a sequel. Because games at least take 3 years to make, right? Especially, high quality one.
Yeah, but again, aren't you dipping your foot into the day and date? Because you're telling me that...
Not really.
Hold on. You are
a year and a half. It's a pretty long time.
Listen, a year and a half is not a long time. You're dipping your foot in a day and date because a lot of people are going to be looking at, hey, you're going to only keep these games a year or a year and a half exclusive to your own platform that you created. Then why not go day and date and try to get as much money as possible? You're talking to me about wanting as much revenue as possible. Going day and date. Some people would say
maximize on the sales on the console.
Exactly. So you're telling me maximize on the sales,
so but go back up.
Can't you maximize on the sale if you go day and date? So what's the point of waiting a year and a half if you think you can maximize on the sales by going day and date?
You want people to buy your console, right? And people who get
but if you want people to buy your console, really why would you give away what makes it special after a year and a half? It must not be that special if you're willing to give it away after a year and a half. So you're sending a bad message. Jay. That's what I'm saying. You're sending a horrible message to the rest of the gaming community and gamers that after a year and a half, you don't even need this PlayStation system. You know it's going to go somewhere else.
But then there's the next game that comes out. And
then the game after that, these same individuals say, hey, bro, I just wait. We already know they're bringing them over after a year and a half. I'll just wait. Cyber Dragon with the $5 super chat. Sony is making dollars yet chasing pennies on PC. Exactly. You look. I guarantee you right now.
Pennies you don't have to spend later.
I guarantee you right
pennies
now.
You don't have to stress
if they go day and date, they will never reach 10 million copies sold on a game. Let them go day and date on any PlayStation first party exclusive.
I don't know if you can say that for sure, because, if the game looks really good, it's day and day. Hell, it might sell past 10 million. Because it seems like Sony's games have a problem after they hit 10 million. They don't really go really past that after a certain point.
Okay.
Excuse.
Okay, Spartan, you can take it away.
So like Uncharted, Horizon Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us, all of them didn't go past 10 million? Because I know they did.
Did you say 8 million or 10 million?
10. All of them passed
10,
10 million.
bro.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where you're getting these numbers. As a PlayStation gamer, you're supposed to be more
okay, did they hit? My first point is, did they hit 20 million? Did they hit 30 million? Did they hit 40 million?
What games you know?
What multi-platform games hit that number?
There's only one game. There's only
okay. Minecraft. Hold on. Minecraft and Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto. Take Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto out of the equation. What other games hit that number?
None.
Nintendo games, because that's all they got, and they buy them multiple times.
Do you want to know something, PlayStation gamer? I'm probably gonna rename you something else. I'm gonna just call you gamer from now on. Listen,
call a gamer on PlayStation. Hold on. Gamer on PlayStation.
Monster Hunter went on to sell 16 million copies. You know where the majority of those copies came from?
PlayStation.
Okay, so you're telling me that a game on multiple platforms is guaranteed to sell past what PlayStation could sell with a Spider-Man doing over 16 million on one platform?
Well,
and God, hold on. Monster Hunter was multi-platform and multiplayer, and it went on to sell 16 million. Spider-Man was single player on one platform, and it went on to sell over 16 million. So you're telling me it's guaranteed that if PlayStation put their first party games on PC, it is guaranteed to sell past the number that they sold on one platform. Where's your example for a third party title doing that number? Where's your example? The PC is the same as Xbox. They don't like buying games over there.
So I'm trying to have an example right now.
No. Your example is third party titles that look very good. That was your words. If it looks really good, you don't know. It's going to go past 10 million, right? That's what you said. So there are a lot of good-looking multi-platform games. Why haven't they sold past 10 million?
Maybe because the game wasn't fun.
No. PlayStation can't have the best games in the world.
Dude, come on. You gotta come better than that.
PlayStation doesn't have the best games in the world.
Can I say this much? At the end of the day, I'm loyal to PlayStation. I buy PlayStation. PlayStation is where I play my games.
I understand that, but you're telling everybody that PlayStation needs to dip their foot into what Xbox got fucked over by.
Jay, let me hear what he said.
I just want Sony to be successful. And if that means playing games on PC,
they are successful.
No.
Okay.
My point is, they're right with consoles. They kind of hit a peak. We're obviously PlayStation fans, right? A lot of us here, we can agree we're PlayStation fans. We're guaranteed to buy a PlayStation 5 the second we could get a chance, right? But what about some of those PC guys who they're kind of on the fence? It's like, hear me out. Because they're like, I really like how Ratchet & Clank looks. I just kind of, maybe I'll buy it. Or they're going to wait like 5+ years for it to come to PC. At the end of the day, I don't want people to get it wrong. I love my PlayStations. I still have a PS3, a PS2, a freaking PSP somewhere in this damn apartment, and a Vita. I will always buy PlayStation first. But I know I'm also a small minority. I am not the every casual PC gamer. I wish that there were more people who were more open-minded to the possibility of buying a PlayStation. But there's PC gamers who are stuck in their ways. So why not put some old games on freaking PC and say, hey, you guys say you wanted The Last of Us. Here's The Last of Us. And then when The Last of Us, well, hear me out. But then when The Last of Us Part 3 comes out, they really enjoyed the first game and second game. Well, shit, man. They might want to buy a PS5 to play The Last of Us Part 3.
No, they won't.
No, they won't.
they're gonna get
No,
the
they
game.
won't, bro. Because
If you can
they're
build
dependent on
a
the following game that
PC,
goes
you can
over.
buy a PlayStation. That's not hard to do.
Exactly.
They don't support.
They
the
don't want.
brand.
They don't want play. They don't want to buy a PlayStation because they don't want to. Let me put it this way, bro. Before these games started going to PC, you know how many years they were on PlayStation? Do you know how many years? Like fucking long ass time. Past 2 years, past 3 years. Fucking Bloodborne is still being begged for on PC. That game's 6 years old.
Thank you.
Let me tell you right now, they're not buying the fucking console. The game, the system is cheap. Fucking Bloodborne is included in the PlayStation Plus collection.
How do you know that though? What if these guys have? Listen, what if these guys have a PS? No, hear me honest. What if they do have a PS4 and they just wish it could perform better?
Oh God.
So they want to come on PC where it can perform better.
No.
They're not double dipping for that, bro. They're not double dipping for that.
resolution.
I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not gonna double dip. If they already have access
if
to the
you like-
game,
if you
hold
like
on,
the
hold
game
on,
enough-
hold on. I heard a lot of the motherfuckers already say, they're not gonna double dip for that. They will fucking crack and they will pirate that shit. Because if they already have the capable console that game is currently on, you really think they're gonna go out and give Sony more money? They don't want to give Sony money. That's why they don't buy the console.
So why should you cater to somebody who will not support your brand?
I'm happy about this, PlayStation gamer. I want you to understand. I'm really happy. Why? Because every game that goes to PC,
you buy the console to play the games you want to play on the console. That's how you support the brand.
My God,
it's cheaper than a graphics card.
Thank you, Sabri.
Or you get just. I just want to say this. It's or you could buy merchandise. You could buy, comics and stuff like that. That's also supporting the brand.
Okay, I understand.
We're talking about games, man. You're off on a tangent we don't need to hear about. So go on.
You're saying about supporting the brand, and I'm saying the brand isn't just the consoles. It's other stuff too.
It's the game.
Yeah, but you don't play T-shirts. You don't play baseball caps. You play games.
So okay, let's go back.
PlayStation shirts and baseball caps I got.
Okay, that's nice.
I don't know, man.
That's nice.
You sounded one way, but you flip it another, man.
So that's nice.
I don't have to call you that gamer, man. I can't put PlayStation in the name.
You're telling me PlayStation should put the game on PC because certain PC fans refuse to play a game at a lower resolution or frame rate, and they should put that game. They should put that game on. Hold on, they should put that game on the PC to cater to the PC gamer that is not actually their real consumer, because their real consumers generation after generation, year after year, month after month, week after week has actually been support. Hold on.
Getting the game, Jay.
Hold on. Has been supporting the game. Like what you're telling me is support, and you're telling me support is key, right? And support equals revenue. So you're not getting revenue off of PC because they're not paying for PlayStation Plus. You're not getting revenue off of PC because they're not buying a game day one. You're not getting revenue off of PC because they're not buying any of the add-ons, because they can mod that shit into it. So when you're putting a game on PC,
most people kind of like unofficial stuff.
No, they don't. Not on PC. Don't even lie. Don't even fucking lie.
Jay, you're such
Hold on, I can go to YouTube right now. I can go to YouTube right now and look at all these fucking mods on Resident Evil. They do not want to play Resident Evil the way it is. The only people that are playing it the way it is on consoles. Everybody else is modding that shit.
Yep.
So you can't sit up here and tell me the PC gaming community literally loves the way a game is. Because if they love the way a game is, they will buy it and play it on console the way it is. They don't want to play the game the way it is. They want to play the game differently.
What's wrong with having, goofy mods? So they might, just make the game a little more entertaining.
But
that big breasted vampire chick.
But you thought
what if you could make a moderator just take her clothes off and shit?
That's weird.
Well,
so answer me this: why did the PC community rally and supported Cyberpunk so hard? It sold the most on PC.
Say that one more time.
Why did the PC community rally and support Cyberpunk 2077, a game that came out, kind of broke, ran better on PC, and there's already mods on there on PC, but why they do that?
Why did they do that? Because they were interested in Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was being touted as like the first. I guess like some people's minds, it was like a PC exclusive, just had console ports. But its definitive version was always going to be on PC, so PC gamers flagged to that.
I'm gonna tell you something.
The console ports were just a way to make a little bit extra cash on the side. Their main focus was always the PC port, and the console versions were just the scaled down version.
Correct. Like, y'all know I'm biased towards PC, even though I got a PlayStation. I'm gonna tell you, that makes no sense. If you want the game, there's no point to make mods. If the game, you're trying to make the game better, that means that game does not interest you the way it is now. Now, being creative, I don't mind being creative and coming up with wacky shit. That's like if you get bored, that's different. But as soon as they get the game, they don't even beat the game, play the game. They just mod the shit and just make more mods of games. Like GTA 5, I'm sure most PC dudes did not, and I mean did not, play and beat that game. All they did was do shit in GTA Online with you build those fucking ramps and all that, do supercars. That's all they did. They didn't want the game for what the game is. They want the game on PC for what they could do to the game. Because, like they said, it's not just mods. The 120 frames, the 240 frames, the 4K, the ray tracing, all of that is features PC could do more than console, right? They don't want the game for the game. They want for what they could do to the game. And I can tell you that.
But you also have to understand that's not everyone on PC.
All right, so
can we admit that? That's not everyone on PC.
There's nothing to admit. PC shouldn't even be in the conversation.
Bro, if I look up GTA 5 PC right now, the only walkthrough the Xbox do with the Xbox controller. And I guarantee you can see Rad Brad on there. You can see people like Tetra Ninja who have Xbox. And the only reason they played on PC is because they had mods. Yep. Them, that guy Jelly, Quibble Cop, and all of them, PC, so-called PC dudes, they play mods. Literally, that's what their channel is based off mods. So, so technically, it's not a game on PC. They just want what they could do to it. You know, like
that's not. I'm gonna say that's not everyone though. There are people who do play the game.
That is everyone PlayStation gamer. That is everyone. As long as you have a decent rig, you are making mods on every game you get.
Really about that? Yes, I literally have a friend.
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
I got a friend too. I got plenty of friends.
No, let me explain this. I have a friend who just got a brand new PC. He has been playing that thing non-stop. And he's not modding the game. He's not modding the game at all. He's playing it vanilla, the way it's meant to be played. And he's
not doing PC right.
So you said the way it's meant to be played.
Did you just say all PC gamers mod their games? He doesn't. I know 5 other people who don't.
Well, if PlayStation games are meant to be played the way they should be played, it should be played on a PlayStation, right? You just said that.
What if the way it's meant to be played is
No. It's not what you just said. Come on now. You're going to move the goalposts. You're moving the goalposts now.
They use console commands, PlayStation gamer. Do you know what console commands are? They are cheap.
Yes.
For PC.
That's literally like going into the code of the game and telling it,
and breaking it. Yes,
on this character.
That's a mute point, man. I look at you differently now, man. You might have all the gear and you have the name in there, but you're just that gamer to me, man. You know.
Yo, man. Well, I don't think you have the right to criticize my PlayStation.
I can criticize who I want, so I'll just criticize you.
Hey,
so
you're welcome to criticize me. You're welcome
to criticize myself.
But don't ever not call me a PlayStation gamer.
I can call you that. You are a gamer on PlayStation. Matter of fact, just take your PS4 or your 5, give it a shower. You don't need to play on it.
Oh my god.
You know, it's a waste of time. Just get you a PC, an Xbox, and a Switch. On no console, man. All this kumbaya bullshit, man. Come on.
Hey, I want the best experience for everyone. And hey,
well, everybody can get the experience. They just gotta go get the experience.
Let me just say something right here about wanting what's right for everybody. I don't care about everybody. You want to know why? Because what's in my universe, what matters, right? I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Hey, bro, I want everybody in the world to be rich." because it's not realistic. So it's not realistic that PlayStation is literally gonna think twice about PC fans having the best experience when they're not really focused on them, because you're not getting the most money from them, and you never can get the most money from them, because the anomalies, Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto, Cyberpunk. You don't see that shit every day. You don't see anomalies like that every day, where games are selling past 100 million copies, or games are selling good on PC all the time. You can look at every other multi-platform game, bro. It's not like that on PC. They're down there with fucking Xbox when it comes to people actually buying games. They don't buy games for real unless they're fucking marked down. That's when they really buy games.
Well,
so again,
do you ever consider some of these people don't have the budget?
You have a budget if you build on a PC.
Yeah, but that's a one-time cost. Hey, I buy, my GTX
a console. Hold on,
isn't
a console a one-time cost of $400, $426 for my PS5?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the one-time cost for PC? Give me a ballpark.
Your one-time cost is how much your parts cost, or if you just buy.
No, just give me a ballpark number. I gave you a full number. Give me a full number.
I say, well, considering how much everything costs right now, I think a good PC would be about, I say $2,000.
Okay, there you go. That's no. Because guess what? A good PC isn't gonna last. Hold on, a good PC isn't gonna last you an additional 7 or 8 years of the console cycle, right? You gotta have to upgrade it because you gotta keep up with the next generation of consoles. Yeah. Hold on. So it's not a one-time fee.
Right.
How is it a one-time fee if you gotta keep buying expensive parts?
Jay, so okay, let's get this straight. It's bad for PC gamers to have to upgrade their parts.
I'm not saying it's bad.
More than once.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. It's a part of the PC community. That's what you guys do. That's not a bad thing. That's normal. But I'm just saying you can't claim it's a one-time cost.
You have to buy a brand new PlayStation. You have to buy a brand new PlayStation every 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
How's that any different?
Let me ask you something. Let me give you my numbers.
Can I say something?
No. You will say something after I'm done. Let me give him these numbers before he gets distracted. My PS4 Pro was $400. My PS5 was $400. And my original PS4 was $400. If you add that number up, it's still less than $2,000 for the PC that you said you would need to build. Hold on. If I remember correctly, the 3090 graphics cards are going anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000. So the PC that you said you will build, a good PC, let's say you built that shit at the beginning of the PS. Hold on. Hear me out.
Are we saying?
Hear me out.
Are we saying good, or are we talking like the best performance you could get?
We're talking about one that you won't have to upgrade for a while. It's still more than 3 fucking platforms that I picked up. It's still more than 3 different PlayStation systems over the last 7 years that I picked up. You can't fight that, bro. So you're talking about buying a console every couple of years. Every last one of my consoles was $400. I got the digital PS5. $400 for that, $400 for the Pro, $400 for the original PS4. It's still less than $2,000. And even if you're building a cheap-ass PC, but you want to keep up with what the PS5 is doing, you're going to have to upgrade more than just a graphics card, right? And we know those graphics cards are anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000, which is still double the more than I paid for 3 different platforms. So, you see what I'm saying?
There's benefits to having both of them.
No, but you said, oh, you don't got to buy a console all the time, but you acting like that shit's expensive. It's not. Like, bro, my wallet would be hurting if I had to buy any of those 390s.
Your definition of expensive might be different than my definition of expensive.
Okay, but listen to this. Okay. Listen to this. You just told me, we're only talking about this because you're telling me that PC gamers don't have the money to buy games they want, but they have enough money to invest in hardware. But then you're telling me it's still not comparable to console gamers buying a game system every couple years. But a console gamer buying a new game system every couple years is still less than how much you invest in a PC. And if you're investing that much in a PC, you're not too broke to buy the software. So everything you said doesn't even make sense. Everything you said doesn't make sense at all. Nothing you said makes sense. Because if you got enough money to invest in that fucking PC that's more expensive than 3 different consoles that I personally paid for, you have enough money to buy a $60 game when it comes out. Because that's what you are. You're a PC gamer. You make sure you have that money for that. What you need.
I'm a PC gamer?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying in general.
I said in general. I ain't got no damn PC in my damn apartment.
So as a PC gamer, you have the money to invest in that hardware, which is more than 3 different consoles that I personally own, JayTech. So if you have enough money to invest in a PC that costs more than 3 different PlayStation consoles over the last 7 or 8 years, you should have enough money to buy a brand new game day one. So none of that shit makes sense. You're saying you're making all these excuses for this topic and this topic and this and that and that and that and that, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Some guy says I sound like I'm 13 years old. Yeah.
I don't care what people say. Just everything you said doesn't make sense. So
sound older than Jason Schreier.
It makes no sense. So look, me personally, I'm gonna be along with you. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If PlayStation want to dip their feet and go all the way in, dive into that fucking pool, right? If you feel that pool feels good, hold on. If you feel that the pool looks good for like a year and a half, if you feel that the pool looks good, that you wanna benefit the PC fans and make them have the best version of the game that you created for your fucking console. Hey, if you want to do stupid ass shit like that, and then your fans look at you fucking weird, hey, do it. People are looking at you weird for the shit that you're saying. Do you know how people will be looking at PlayStation if they actually did the stuff you're talking about? They'd be looking at them weird.
Hey, man.
They'd be looking at like, hey, are we your consumers or are they your consumers?
How about everyone's my consumer? Because the point is to sell everyone a product.
So why not go day and date? Well, why not go day and date if you want to sell everybody the product? Why not go completely multi-platform?
You do want it. Okay, let me answer. It's because you want to separate yourself from your competition. You want to.
You're not separating yourself from the competition if you're following what the competition is doing.
Why would you?
But Microsoft. Here's the thing. Microsoft does day and date. If Sony does it, like let's say 2 years after a game launches, they've already made all the money they're gonna make. Might as well put it on PC, make a little extra cash, and who knows? Maybe the developers will get a little extra money to work on the sequel. And maybe Sony will sell more PS5s or PS6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 20 billion, whatever. Because then people are going to be like, hey, I like that old game. I want to play the new one, so I'll get a PS5 because I don't want to wait a year or 20 or 50 or 60. My point being is that playing games on PC can actually benefit Sony because they might actually tap into a market that didn't even want to buy the PlayStation console. But now they see like these new games, like, hey, I like the old one, so let me go buy the PS5 for this one. And oh, look, there's another game coming out. Looks really cool. I'll buy that one, that one, that one. And while they're still putting games on my PC where I can play the best way I want to play while still dealing with the Sony how they do things.
Let me read some of these super chats before we get out of here. Hold on, bro. These are important. Because revenue, right? Rafe the Emperor with 3 popcorns. He's enjoying you say this stuff. And then James Williams, he says, my girlfriend played Sims 4 on PS4, but then had me buy a laptop so she could play Sims 4 with mods, and she's not a gamer. So, again,
yeah.
So, I mean, this is the thing. Like, that's a lot of money to go out and buy another platform just to play the game that you really want to play.
You want me to take over? Think about it.
Yeah,
so you put the old game on PC, and then the next game come out, they be like, oh, let me go get a PlayStation. If they waited for the first game, what makes you think they won't wait for the second game to come?
I don't know, man. Some people are just...
When we saw the next game, they was like, is it going to launch on PC later down the line? That's the fear everybody's going to have. That was a fear for PlayStation last year, and then they just announced they're gonna put games on PS4 as well as PS5, like Spider-Man and Horizon Forbidden West. They're going to wait regardless. They're not going to get a PlayStation because if they wanted to, they would have got it when the first game was out before it went to PC. They're not going to get the PlayStation.
But they never got to play. They never got to play a game in the franchise. So maybe they're
well,
like,
who
hey,
fought
you know what?
that? That's their fault because they could have bought a PlayStation and they chose not to. So that's their fault. Sony, when they sell you a system, right? You said they sell it to everybody. Yes, the console, not the service. The console is theirs, right? That's where they make their money. Like when Microsoft yesterday said,
it's to get people to buy more games, and Sony makes more money doing that. Yeah,
but
that's
on
the
PC,
goal.
they put 2 games on PC. How much more money did they make?
I can't tell you because I don't know the numbers top of my head, but I can tell you that they made more than they made a little extra just by doing essentially not that much extra work, really.
Yeah, so if it's not that much extra, what's the point? I know you want to get as much money as you know and gobble up because every business want money.
Yeah, that's all it's about the other day. It's about chasing that dollar.
But
Sony's gonna chase that dollar. If it's on PlayStation, if it's on PC, they're gonna chase it.
But wait, what happens when the PlayStation gamers see games going to PC, and they think, okay, I'm paying full price for this, but later down the line, these dudes get it at the cheaper price on a different system, and it's a better version than mine. What makes you think those players gamers are just gonna stop buying the game day one and just wait for sales instead? So you see the days gone.
That's kind of the downfall of being a day one buyer.
So,
dude, I literally bought Returnal day one, and I barely played the game because I'm not interested in it. I kind of wish I did wait on it.
You also said,
but because I got caught in the hype, I just bought it day one. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it until I played it. Then I didn't enjoy it. That's a waste of $70 for me.
But let me ask you this: you mentioned sequels, right? And I just mentioned you about day one purchases. We have a prime example of that. You see Days Gone 2. The reason why there's no Days Gone 2, I believe the director said, if you want a sequel, buy the game at full fucking price. So that's proof of a PlayStation game people didn't buy day one, no matter if it had bugs and all that shit, because God of War got 1 million patches in its first week.
Well, I'm going to say he might not have been 100% correct on that. Because I think maybe Sony would... Here's the thing. I think Sony would have greenlit a sequel if they were, the reviews were good too. Like, okay, the game didn't do super well in sales, but it's doing well in reviews, so, maybe we'll, do a sequel.
I don't know about that, because Killzone didn't do good, and they greenlit every sequel to that. God of War...
Well, in fairness, Killzone is like a tech demo. Let's be fair. Killzone was kind of show the power of the consoles. That's what it's always been about.
But God of War.
Wait. Hold on. You're telling me Killzone 2, 3, and Shadowfall were all tech demos?
Well, Shadowfall was a tech demo, but it was a real game.
Yeah, let's be fair. Shadowfall was.
What about Killzone 2 and 3?
I'm gonna give him that. But 2 and 3, hell to the motherfucking no. That was.
I think 2 was more to show off the DualShock. Was it? I'm trying to. I was gonna say 3. No, DualShock 3 controller, the wireless gyroscope in it, wasn't it? Like 6-axis, that's what it was called. It was kind of show that off, and it was to show like, hey, the PS3 can do really good graphics.
Every last one of y'all know how short a tech demo is.
Yes.
I was saying more in a vein that it's a game that displays the best of the graphics.
I understand you play games and we have to call you a gamer, but you're not a tech expert. So please don't call a game a tech demo, because that's disrespectful, especially to a person that spent a lot of fucking time in Killzone. I spent a lot of time in Killzone 2. I'm going to let you know right now that's not a fucking tech demo. Sorry.
Killzone 2 is probably the best Killzone, bro. Come on, bro.
No.
Stop it.
Continue with all the other crazy shit you were saying, but take that shit out of your mouth.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. I'm sorry. You're talking to a fucking Killzone 2 veteran. Every motherfucking day when that shit came out, I was on that shit. Don't call that shit a tech demo. Go somewhere else. Go to another topic. I'll let you say all the crazy shit you want to say, but take that shit out of your mouth. Don't say that shit. Don't say that. Go somewhere else, bro. I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know right now. Go somewhere else. We got about 10 more minutes of this podcast. Go somewhere else. Don't say that shit, bro. That shit is completely wrong. Say that shit to a Guerrilla Games developers.
Yankees?
Hold on. Say that shit to a Guerrilla Games developer and watch the motherfuckers blacklist your ass, man. That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever fucking heard. Coming from a PlayStation gamer. Don't say that shit, bro.
That's what he calls himself.
That's completely disrespectful, bro. That's completely disrespectful.
I'm just saying that Killzone.
I saw tech demos. I saw tech demos. I could put a tech demo in front of your face right now for remember Zelda Wii U? Do y'all remember Zelda Wii U? That's a tech demo, right? And it didn't look shit like that when it came out as Skyward Sword. So that's a tech demo. That's a tech demo. Killzone 2 came out and it played the way it was supposed to be played.
Jay, let me explain.
Jay, can I explain myself?
No.
Maybe maybe TO or TD was the wrong way to say it, but it did display a lot of the power the PS3 had. So maybe people who weren't sold on the PS3 to begin with, they saw Killzone 2, they're like, hey, that looks really good. And that 6-axis thing, that looks really nice too. Maybe that's more how they were trying to display the power.
It's called a selling point, bro. Not a tech demo. It's called a selling point. Say selling point. It was a selling point, not a tech demo. It was a selling point. Everything you're saying is what sells a consumer on something. The features are a selling point, not a tech demo. It's called a selling point. 3D audio.
Showcase game. Gregory said that showcase game. Okay, Gregory, yeah, that's more what I was thinking.
Bro, 3D audio or what is it? The haptic feedback that is showcasing a game that is a selling point to make a gamer interested enough to buy the game. Everything you described is a selling point. It's not a tech demo.
Feel me?
Simple as that.
All right.
It's a selling point to make a gamer interested enough to buy that game. Not a tech demo. Yeah. Gamers don't run around and say, hey, this is a tech demo. This is a selling point, but this is a tech demo. Nobody fucking says that shit, bro. You're the first person I ever heard call a selling point a tech demo.
Jay, Ratchet and Clank is a tech demo, but, you know.
Which one?
The one that's coming out.
That motherfucker has a lot in that shit. That would never be classified as a tech demo.
Hey, if we're getting technical here, technically it is tech and there is a demo. So technically,
he's correct. Technically, he's correct.
There's a demo for Ratchet and Clank?
The SSD, technically, he would be correct on that one.
No, let me ask you a question. Is there a demo for Ratchet and Clank?
No.
Okay, then there's not a fucking tech demo then. It's a full fucking game.
No, wait. What the hell is those gameplay segments we've been seeing?
It's gameplay segments.
I can't play that.
It's gameplay segments.
I can't play that right now.
It's gameplay. Trailers. That's called trailers, bro.
Fair enough. Okay.
Do we have the ability to poll? Let me see if we got ability to poll.
Yo, Jay Tech about to lose it, bro.
Jay, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm sorry if I did.
You're saying wrong things. And if you've been a PlayStation gamer for a long time, these are things that are unexcusable.
The PS3 is weird for me because that was kind of like where I kind of got out of gaming for a bit. And I was...
What?
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 I kind of got out of gaming at that point. Well, at least on the PlayStation side. Because you guys want to hear a real confession here?
Yeah, please. Tell us.
God help me, Jim Ryan. I used to play Xbox.
What's wrong with that?
I used to be an Xbox gamer.
Okay, so
I used to be an Xbox fanboy.
Wait, what's wrong with that?
On your point, well, I don't get what the point is.
I kind of feel like I betrayed my Sony spirit, man.
No, you didn't. You just had experience with Xbox. That's what a real fucking gamer does.
It's like I felt like I cheated on my girlfriend. Like, honey, I looked at a girl's ass. I'm sorry. Oh, I can't help it.
But yo, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Fucking what?
Bro, I think you don't know me or this channel well enough, but I've publicly let people know that Crackdown, the demo, was probably one of my favorite experiences with the Xbox 360, and I used to play Fable all the time on 360.
Halo
so,
shit, bro.
and my experience before
I kind
the
of
PS3, I spent
many
many generations with Nintendo.
Not wrong with that either. It's a good game.
It's no problem letting people know your history, but outside of that past, what the stuff you say here today is real. What people are saying, suspect.
Suspect.
So,
very
look. All I'm gonna say, if you want Sony to make a lot of money, you should just say, hey, you want Sony to make a lot of money and leave it there. But they're not going to go do what Microsoft does, where put their games on PC all the fucking time. They're not doing that shit, because eventually, like I was saying, I'm up here looking at the same tree that I was looking at when I was saying the same shit to you. You're going to give people on the other side, a.k.a. the PC side, the wrong idea about the future of PlayStation. And that would be, are the new games going over?
Here. None of us are in the corporate inside right now, so we don't know what Sony's planning for the future.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying putting every game on PS4 on the PC gives PC fans the impression that you're going to put every game on PS5 on the PC day and date. Why would you put the originals over there if you're not going to plan on putting the sequels over here too? They're expecting the sequels, and they're not expecting to wait a year and a half. They're expecting the motherfuckers day and date. And when they don't get a day and date, they try to take that anger out on PlayStation for when they do eventually get it by not buying it and pirating it. I know a lot of people that hold grudges against PlayStation not doing what's in their interest by not supporting them financially. And not supporting them financially is what PlayStation wants when you put a game on PC, right? You want that additional revenue. Well, you're not going to get that additional revenue if you don't keep those other guys happy. And first of all, you got yourself in this fucking situation because you felt that you needed to keep them happy when they weren't your original fucking consumers ever. But let me read this super chat.
I see you in the comments saying I'm a kumbaya gamer. Fuck you, man.
Cyber Dragon with the $5 super chat. So that gamer, really that kumbaya gamer. He got a point. He got a point because you want.
Everyone. Let's hold hands. Let's hold hands right now.
No, I will never do that dumbass shit. No, look, you want what's best for other gamers. I don't care about other gamers, bro. Their financial situation is their own financial situation. They buy what they need to buy. They afford what they can afford. It's not my responsibility to keep track of making sure they can play certain games because they don't have certain money to do this, because they made this wrong decision in their life, or they made this wrong decision by buying this hardware or this graphics card or this fan or this fucking PC case. That's their fucking fault. That's their fault. Ain't nobody telling them to wait. If you want to wait, you can wait, but don't expect that Sony's gonna prioritize you over.
All right, so play the games that's on PC. That's a platform you chose.
There you go. There are hundreds of thousands of games on PC. Be happy.
But if you don't like those games on PC and you like the games on console, why the fuck don't you not get a console? As simple as that.
Simple as that, bro. That's what a console is there for.
I have a PS5, and I still like building computers every once in a while because
you got the best of both worlds.
Nice slow stress relief.
Then you set for life then, because you got PC, you got play. But if you want PlayStation games on PC,
it's the best of both worlds.
Like, let me ask you something. Do you want PlayStation games on PC? Because low key, I do. Because I'm biased towards that system.
A little bit. I wish that some people actually would, get.
You don't gotta tell me shit.
I wish some people would actually, open their minds a little and try some of these PlayStation games, because I think a lot of these PC guys, weirdly enough, they're really starting to like some of them. I saw friggin' Fratanga. He's apparently obsessed with Death Stranding right now.
Because that game.
Well, shit, Fratanga, did you not like that a year ago?
Bro, I'm gonna give you an example, right? You see the game.
Okay, everybody, it's been a amazing live stream. I have to get to work. I got some shit to do early. I hope you guys.
Plenty of time to sit here and talk shit.
I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Glad you said that.
If you guys want to stay in here afterwards, you can. I'm about to get ready to go. Everybody else, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you have already subscribed, click that notification button. It makes our job easier getting notifications out when we're live or a video is posted. I appreciate all the love, all the support we got today.
Oh yeah, just a quick.
We will be
quick
back
thing
tomorrow.
I want to say real quick. Make sure to register for this PlayStation Player Celebration because you have to go on their website and do it and give them your gamer tag or PSN ID. Get those free avatars, yo.
I'm gonna supply you guys with the link before we go.
So y'all better type one in the chat. So read your last super chat.
Yeah, I'm about to read that one. Cyber Dragon with the $5 super chat. Type a 1 in the chat if that PlayStation gamer is officially now known as that gamer. I think it's smart to just call you that gamer, bro. I don't even call myself PlayStation. I say I'm a PlayStation gamer, but I've never given that name to myself. Call myself JaytechTV.
Yo, but if you play on the PC as well, like if you have a PC, you play games. Well, what's wrong with just being called that gamer? To me, that just means like
because my primary platform is still PlayStation.
That's cool.
But that don't matter, bro.
You're a multi-platform gamer. So maybe call yourself like multi-plat gamer or something.
There should be a problem with that.
Or multi-gamer. You could call yourself multi-gamer.
That actually would be nice.
I like being associated with PlayStation.
All right, that's not wrong with that then. You know, he could call you. They could call you what you want, but if, like you said, you were saying earlier, you could look at.
Hey, call me whatever you want. Just don't call me that P gamer, because that's that T-Bone guy that used to work for Next Gen.
Remember what you were saying earlier about you could check my trophies and all that. People can say what they want. Remember the freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want on the internet, but if there's proof you play on PlayStation, like you shouldn't give a fuck what nobody say. Like me, I don't care what nobody say about me. You can call me Pony or whatever, like. PC, fake fanboy, like all that. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. As long as I know what I do, bro, I don't give a fuck what you say. See how I just said I'm biased towards PC, and J6 said I fucking knew it. You don't got to tell me twice. You see how he still have me on this podcast, right? I can talk about Xbox. I could diss them. I could diss PlayStation. I could diss Nintendo, which I do. But at the end of the day, bro, that's still my primary platform.
The way you sound, though, PlayStation gamer, the way you sound, it sounds like you want Sony to go the route of Xbox, and that's that. I don't.
No, I don't want to go down that route. I want them to just,
like.
you know.
He said it.
I wish they kind of would.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, hear me out. What I really want them to do at the end of the day is just kind of reach out to the PC community, be like, hey, if you guys are interested in our platform, we do have a PS5. We'll put some of our old games here, but no guarantee on the new stuff.
You should just
they all know that. That's why they're begging for these games. They all know that.
But bro, if you're interested in their games, you'd be buying their console.
Platform. It has nothing.
Well, not everyone's interested in every game.
All right, so then you're not interested.
Why did they make a console if they wanted? You're not making any sense.
Oh, okay, give me a second. Got it.
Like me, if I'm interested in a platform, I'm about it. If I'm interested in games that's only on that platform,
not everyone.
Hey, listen, PlayStation gamer. Guess what? When I bought the Xbox, guess what I bought it for? Guess what I bought it for? Nope, I bought it for Sunset Overdrive and Gears of War 4. I should have just got it on PC.
Damn.
I could have just got that on PC. It's on PC, isn't it?
No, it is.
No, it's not. I know.
But I bought the Xbox.
It might be on PC as part of Game Pass. I think maybe then.
Regardless, it's still on PC.
No,
right?
Sunset Overdrive launched out of Game Pass, bro, on PC.
No, Sunset Overdrive is on PC.
It's on Game Pass now, but it didn't launch on Game Pass on PC.
No, it didn't launch on Game Pass. But the thing is, I bought that game.
You did?
But that's what I'm saying.
Oh, which system?
On Xbox.
All right then. So, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. If you want a game, a system shouldn't matter what system it's on.
That's true. I agree.
That sounds like Xbox.
Here's what I'm saying. I agree with that notion. If you really want to play a game, a system shouldn't get in your way. But I'm saying there's some people out there who are, they're like timid puppies. They're just like, oh, I don't know. That's a little scary. That plastic box over there. I think I'll just wait for it to come here on my side.
And you're not interested in the game. If you gotta wait for the shit, bro, to come to your system,
well, then
you're not
you know
interested.
what? I say to those people, then you're not you're not really interested, and I ain't gonna waste my time trying to help
not
you.
interested, bro. Yeah, that's Sony don't need to do because their system is the PlayStation, bro. That's what they're catering to. If you want the games, you can buy the system. They're not gonna put them on your shit just because you want it. If you want it, get the PlayStation. Simple. Just like Nintendo. You don't see Nintendo games going to PC and other platforms. No, niggas know if they want them games
let's be